Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
afternoon, my beautiful people. My beautiful people. Good afternoon. You probably didn't even hear that. Woo! It is Sunday. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Typically, we have been kind of covering a case of child custody issue with the Melody Buzzard case. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership because I'm a love machine. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard, my friend. It looks like Patricia, you got that gifted Bullhorn Betty membership. Welcome. Oh, I see Jennifer up in here, our mapping lady. If you guys haven't checked her out, please go check her out. Who else do we have up in here? I'll just go through here and say hi to a few people. Oma, it's nice to see you. Big Mac Mike's up in the house. Cheyenne, Sassy Granny, Sue, good morning. The Book of E, it's nice to see you. April, I'm sure, is listening from afar. Robin, Phil, Texas Gal, it's nice to see you. Deanna, Justin, Justice. Just Jen's Justice. Okay, got it. Crystal, Jenny, Catherine, it's nice to see you. Rosemary, it's always great to have you here. Claudia, Chaz, it's nice to see you. Linda, good morning. Deanna, good morning. Never give up, it's nice to see you. Daffy Dog, Show Poodles up in the house, it's nice to see you. Love Bug. Sally, good morning. We're not quite in the afternoon. Low Rider Life, it's nice to see you. Who else do we have? We have Betty Fan, it's nice to see you. And we got HM Fitz. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's nice to see you. Kai J's True Crime Campfire. Nice to have you over here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Who else do we have up in the house? We got Jennifer Jennings, Domino Queen. Ooh, sounds interesting. We definitely have Patricia because she just got that. Cynthia, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Who else is up in the house? I think that's it. All right, if I missed you guys, I am so sorry. I'm Bullhorn Betty. Again, we're having some problems with our goals, so I can't do our goals. But if you guys would love to help out the channel in any way, it's never expected, but always appreciated. We have a variety of ways you can help this show. It's through the super chat, super thanks, super gift, and of course through the variety of payment options. But more importantly, I think sharing this and giving this live a thumbs up really does help us the absolute most, especially this time of year. We're all gearing up for Thanksgiving, all gearing up for Christmas, and we got a lot of uncertainty in our country right now. So what I'd ask of you is to please pass it on, show some love in the chat. Hey Erna, it's nice to see you. Mama Bear, Seabird, it's nice to see you. Good afternoon. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers is a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home, inside a locked home, where he was with his mother. His mother is military trained. His mother is an MMA trained fighter, if you guys know anything about MMA fighting. So we got Christopher Proudfoot, stepdaddy here. We got over on this side, we got Katie Proudfoot, piece of shit mom. And then over here, we've got the beautiful young man here, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and his father, Seth Rogers, that has been fighting diligently to find out what happened to his son and to bring his son home. He has not been able to accomplish that goal. However, he is still insulating himself with people that have the goal of bringing his son home and bringing his son home safely. A significant amount of time we're kind of we got a lot of challenges that we're up against in this fight for Sebastian Rogers. But let's just give you guys the Reader's Digest, just in case we do have somebody new in the chat that's never seen this case. I know many of you guys are very fluent with this case, okay? I see the names in the chat. I know you guys have been following this case almost from the beginning, because you guys have been over here supporting this channel and talking about the information related to Sebastian. But there might be somebody on the replay crew that's just diving in. Hey, EMT, it's nice to see you. Rhonda, good afternoon, good morning. Not quite afternoon yet. Not trying to rush the day along. So Sebastian disappeared on February 26, 2024. That is correct, 2024. I know we're about to move into 2026, but that is correct. February 26, 2024, almost 2 years ago, this smiling young boy disappeared from his home, allegedly. So we learned through this process that the Sunday before, the 25th, that would be February 25th. Let's go back to February 24th. Let's go ahead and knock February 24th out of the park first, and then we'll move over to February 25th, and then over to February 26th. We're going to kind of reside a little bit, because I think the meat and potatoes of this case is on the 25th. Not the 24th, not the 26th, the 25th. Whatever happened on that day set this case up to where we are. So on February 24th, all of the details that we have for the 24th is that Katie went to Costco's. Now, it is clear that when she went to Costco's, she had her son. How do we know that? Because you see this shirt that he's wearing? Now, it was a little different. Of course, this is AI generated just to give a different look of Sebastian, because we only had a few select photos to work with. So I took to AI and, modified them a little bit. So this is not the original photo by any stretch of the imagination, but it was an altered photo of the 24th. So this photo over here is actually taken from the February 24th, that Saturday. And they were at Costco's, and he had a pizza and a large drink in front of him, or maybe it was a milkshake. I can't remember, but it was a beverage. It was some type of beverage, either milkshake or Coca-Cola. It wasn't water. And he had this huge smile on his face. He was happy. You could see the smile didn't change. I didn't alter the smile. I just altered, deepened the hair, changed the shirt more gray with the green lettering, as opposed to like this bone color with like a reddish, I guess, color. Long story short, you see the smile on his face. He seemed very happy that day. So it seems to me that this 24th day was a good day for Sebastian Rogers, okay? It was the 25th that we're going to look at. So a lot of people, because many of us were unfamiliar with autism, we were unfamiliar with overstimulation, we were unfamiliar with a lot of things that came with the makeup and the behaviors of a person on the spectrum. And then you add into that a chromosome deletion syndrome, and you got yourself somebody that struggles, not necessarily struggles, needs a little extra help book smart wise, but for the most part, he's performing with his grade, his school level, which is very, very good. But one thing that's very interesting about an autistic child is the fact that they have to have these schedule. They have to have a schedule. They have to have just repetition in their life. That's what makes them thrive. That's one thing that we've learned. Trent, it's nice to have you. Oh, is Hindsight in here? I missed you, Hindsight. I didn't see you. You're sneaking in. And Kiki, it's nice to see you too. I did see BMW, and I said hi to her, but Hindsight snuck in here, and I haven't seen Hindsight yet. So it's nice to see you, Hindsight. Oh, there she is. I see her now. Plant Lady, it's nice to see you. Deanna, I think I said hi. So now we're here on the 25th. They wake up that morning, And it sounds like we don't know what time they wake up. Now, if we were to go by it based upon the time they wake up every other day of the week, it would be 6 a.m. But this was a weekend. We didn't get very much information on how they, what time they got up that morning. They've never told us. I don't think anybody knows what time. Hey, Miss Thornton, it's nice to see you. I don't think Cinderella, it's nice to see you as well. Does anybody know if that was ever expressed, what time of the morning they got up on that Sunday morning? Because what we do know is that allegedly Katie made breakfast for her son, Sebastian Rogers, and she states that this was what they deem a fun breakfast. And this fun breakfast consists of what kind of pancakes were they? They were damn it. I just had it in my brain, and I'm telling you, I think I'm going down, folks. my mental acuity is not as good as it once was. Okay. What was it called? Spaghetti. Thank you, Grave Crime with Grace. Spaghetti pancakes. So they they were making this spaghetti pancake, and she tells us to Google it because nobody knew what the spaghetti pancake was, at least based upon that, right? That assessment. And so what we did find out is that it is this funnel cake type of pancake. It sounds fun. I mean, yeah, we can say it sounds fun. It's different, right? It's a different type of pancake. And it sounds like she doesn't really cook very often because he was very, very ecstatic. Now, I don't know the insides of their house or what their behaviors are normally. I can only act, and speak about assumptions. So because he was so excited about the breakfast, I have to assume that he doesn't get homemade breakfast very often. You see how that works? Not that it's true. It's just an assumption. So my assumption is that she doesn't make a fun breakfast for him very often. Okay. And this fun breakfast, she states, now remember, we have to go by Katie's assessment of everything. We have to go by her word, which we don't really like trusting her because we don't trust her. She's lied. We've caught her in lies. And what happens when we catch somebody in lies? It makes it very hard for us to trust what comes out of their mouth. Hey, Pat, it's nice to see you. So we have this woman that's telling us all of these things that they did that day. And she's also, stating his, state of mind as well. And we only have her statement to go over, but the problem is we believe she's a suspect in his disappearance. So it's kind of hard to take her statements, but we have to take what we can. We've got to build. We know that the best liars in the world are based upon some form of truth. So we try to dig very, very hard to find the nuggets of truth in the falsehoods. And then we start trying to build the case on the nuggets of truth, as opposed to the falsehoods. And then that starts directing us where we go. In this particular matter, we know she had the fun breakfast. Allegedly, Sebastian, called family to brag about this fun breakfast. And then later in the afternoon, I'd have to say between 10 and noon. Okay. I would almost want to gander to say between 11 and noon. Katie and Sebastian left the house to go and pick up, which we got Melissa and Cassie. Cassie's child, her niece, her daughter. So Cassie's daughter, Katie went and picked up Cassie's daughter, and it sounded like Cassie, Melissa, and maybe even another, like one of Melissa's children, may have met them at BJ's. Now, if you guys remember, I just told you this photo right here was from, Costco's the day before on the 24th. That is correct. So what happened is it sounds like Katie is a Costco's member, and this BJ's just was built and they were having a grand opening. So although she went and did her grocery shopping at Costco's on the 24th, they were going to this grand opening at BJ's. They're similar stores. They're bulk stores. You buy stuff in bulk. Costco's, many people are familiar with Costco's as opposed to BJ's. Here in my community, I've got Costco's, I've got BJ's, and I've got Sam's Club. all very similar makeups. They're all bulk stores. You buy stuff like wholesale, not quite wholesale, but more wholesale than Walmart or your grocery store or something like that. And so the public is allowed to pay for a membership fee and go into those stores and buy in bulk. And so that's what they were doing. So it doesn't sound like she stayed at BJ's very long that day, even though we don't know what time Katie and Sebastian left the house to go to BJ's with their cousin, or how long it took them to go pick up their cousin and such. It doesn't seem like Katie or Sebastian really stayed at BJ's very long. If I could guess, I'd have to say that they probably walked around the store and just kind of whatever for half an hour to an hour. I can't imagine them being at that store any longer than that. It seemed like they just wanted to go check it out. She probably likes her Costco's and doesn't want to change, whatever the case may be. It sounds like he got some type of snack when he got there, whether it be a cookie or a popcorn. I'm going to gander to say that she bought him a popcorn, because she was talking about this colossal popcorn, and it was actually called a giant popcorn. So anyways, I just wanted to go over some of the minor details that really don't matter. Oh, I want to thank you. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know, right? And Kentucky Life, I appreciate that too. Absolutely. Thank you. So, Crazy Country Gal up in the house. It's nice to see you. Indigo Faye, good afternoon. Good morning still. We're still in good morning. I Spy, it's nice to see you. Just pulled in. What did I miss? Not much. We're just giving some background information. We're kind of bringing ourselves up full circle to bring us to start on some of these audios. So we got a little bit of ways. I'm still building the case right now for everybody. So you haven't missed much. Right now we're at BJ's. We're getting up to where they left, and they went to BJ's with the family, and Katie and Sebastian decided to take their snacks and start heading home. According to statements made, it was before noon. Okay, so we still don't know what time they actually physically got home Sunday from BJ's, but we know that they went home and they were there for a little bit, and then Katie wanted to take him out to the bowling alley. Well, when they got to the bowling alley was had bowling leagues, and so Katie for over a year, we were under the impression that Katie and Sebastian went to the bowling alley. The bowling alley had the tournaments, and so they decided to get some coins and go play some video games. Can we get, if everybody, we got 366 people here, so I'll wait. I'm going to slow down right here. Because this is important. Does everybody remember that being the statement for the last year? If you remember that being the statement for the last year, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't remember that being the statement, put a 2 in the chat. I didn't pull the statement up. We might have it, but you guys do remember it? Okay, perfect. So that was one of the tapes so it's overwhelming. So you guys do remember it. Okay. Well, we learned just recently, and this is what bothers me so much. And again, it goes into why I assessed the case the way I did. We just found out recently that wasn't true. We just found out through At Night, and they do have the videos because they produced images from that very video. Those new images that they put on the missing person alert. Let me go to At Night real quick, and let me just show you that missing person alert for Sebastian. And I'm going to show you this. So, At Night, there you are. We need to start running. We haven't done a refresher of Summer Wells. We really do need to do that. I need to force the time to do it. And I know that we will force the time to do it. Okay, let me get my screen capture up here. Okay, here we go. Let me move out of the way. Well, actually, I don't think I need to move out of the way. So as you guys see, this photo right here, this was taken from the Stripes and Spares. This one down here where my head is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to. There we go. This one right here. That's from the Texas Roadhouse. As you see, we see it very clearly, but you got to go this way and you see these images that aren't necessarily clear. And they even blew up this one here of Sebastian so we could see them. These are from Strikes and Spares, okay? So we just recently learned that this statement that they went and played video games at Strikes and Spares, it doesn't sound like that's accurate. It sounds like, according to a statement, and I didn't have the statement pulled up from at night. This was, I want to say a month or two ago, but I'm sure you guys remember the statement. And the statement, we learned, well, what at night basically told us is that Katie and Sebastian were seen in Strikes and Spares. They went up to the counter. They realized the lanes were being utilized, and they decided to look at Sebastian's here. It's different than the Texas Roadhouse. I don't think it's different. I don't think it's different at all. I think it's the quality of the camera. I deal with quality. Like, look at this camera, right? This is the $100 camera I told you was coming from Amazon. And you guys remember what I looked like before. Let's just, I'll show you what I looked like before. You know, and this is what I looked like before. I was washed out, right? You guys see me, did I wash out? Actually, it looks pretty good. It's not as washed out as it, but this is the $100 camera. This is the $100 camera as well. Okay, so as you can see, you know, I'm washed out. I'm a little deeper. You know, this is a good quality camera. So really, it does matter. It does matter on the camera. I know it appears different, but it's because the camera probably has different colors. It's from a different angle. The quality of the image being blown up is not very good. You know, there's a lot of things that go in there. I think hindsight can agree with that. Hindsight, do you agree with that assessment? I know Hindsight Mom Marissa and BMW Coupe does a lot more of this than I do. So let me see if Hindsight agrees with that. But I think that's what it is. Low quality. Yeah, Patricia, that's what I'm thinking. It's just low quality. Hindsight, agree 100%. Neck looks stretched. The neck looks stretched. Well, actually, his neck kind of is stretched. I mean, if you look at this right here, he does have a pretty long neck, to be honest with you. I don't know if people notice that about him, but he does have, you know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I let you guys look at that? Have you guys discussed this on your channel yet? Because you guys are kind of the go-to for the images. I'm not the one. I know how to record. Okay. I know how to record. I know how to do that good. I know how to worry about my Hindsight. I need you in my chat to help me out. LOL. Right. But believe it or not, Sebastian does actually have a long neck. Okay. Bullhorn Betty is not a long neck. Okay. I had neck surgery. So I had a neck that was, about a 1/4 inch taller. Okay. Just a bit taller. I like the neck. But I had neck surgery, and I will text you the compare. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're going to text them to me now? Oh, perfect. I love that. Now, but what I did here, and now that I've got you guys in here, you guys might need to confirm some stuff for me, because, I haven't touched this case for a little bit, and I'm kind of coming in here with some new information that has been, disseminated that maybe I'm wrong with, but I heard the new information about the Strikes and Spares. They went in and walked out once they found out that the tournaments were there was no playing games, and so if that is the case, folks, why would the mother lie to us about a detail like that and continuously lie to us for years? Over a year, I guess, not years, not yet. But, and she would have still lied to us had it not been for At Night acquiring the video. But I'm sorry, I'm going to trust At Night. And here's why I'm going to trust At Night. I know some people are anti-At Night, Nick the Hat. I think Nick the Hat's great. It's just my personal preference. I like Nick the Hat. I like Dog the Bounty Hunter. I have faith and trust in all they do. But they're the ones that actually brought attention to the green hoodie guy or gal. It was a guy at first, and then we realized it was a gal. So, but the green hoodie situation was born by the work that At Night did. Okay, no matter what, people felt funny with what was going on inside of that Texas Roadhouse. I'm still not satisfied that nothing was going on there, even though we hear Sonny on record saying statements like Sebastian made it home. I'm still not comfortable. I'm still not satisfied with that, because it took so long for law enforcement to acknowledge that something was going on in that video. And then it seems like they were, pacifying us by saying that they spoke to the person. And I concur with, I think it's Hindsight and their crew about, did they really thoroughly investigate this person? And I think they're, I don't want to speak for them, so correct me, guys, if I'm speaking incorrectly. But I think that it has to do with. I just lost my train of thought. It's been happening more and more, this train of thought thing. I think I just got too many cases going through my mind, but I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, there's still something just about this Texas Roadhouse that hasn't been closed yet. They're suspicious. Like, I think that everybody can see that there's something suspicious going on. And I think it all started with Katie. I sent you can clearly see the t-shirt is completely stretched on Katie as well. Do you think it could be, sometimes those cameras oblong you? Could it be something oblong, like the way that the image just is filmed from that angle? Or maybe that somebody got it from like a video and tried to, blow it up and enhance it and maybe stretched it the wrong way versus, do you think it could, because this looks like it's obviously from a video. Is there something that could have happened to the thing? You might have to ask at night that. Okay. So it's completely stretched out. So it seems like maybe when they blew it up instead of blowing it up at the corner and making everything kind of go with it. You know what I'm talking about? Like here, this one probably not a great example, but you know how, hold on here. In my opinion, At Night tried to stretch the picture to fit the box. That's what I'm asking. Thank you, BMW. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm thinking that it might not be the, it might have just been how they fit it in here. That might actually be right. And you know what? I'm looking at it and you're right, because it is stretched down. So they're kind of elongated. Hey, Betty, it's good to see you. Hey, No More Lies. It's nice to see. Oh, River. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. There's Sin Mama. In true crime, you don't get coincidence. It's crazy how green hoodies stand. I know. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying I'm not satisfied. Hey, Phoenix, it's nice to see you. Yes, we found correct, 100%. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm just trying to make sure that we're, I don't want to say something here and then, you guys go on and show old Bullhorn, show the old bets up. We don't want to show the old bets. And I'm just joking. I just want to make sure that I'm as accurate as possible, to be honest with you. Hey, Connie, it's nice to see you. So, she sent me a photo here and you can see the elongated, like the zipper on her. But these are the people. They are them, because you can see that it is actually, she is wearing the same outfit. He's wearing the same outfit. So we do know it's them. I think the only concern I have is that we've been lied to about what transpired inside Strikes and Spares. So we're learning that they didn't go in and stay or play games. It sounds like they went in, realized that there was people on the lanes, and they swiftly walked away, turned around and went out. That is from what I heard from At Night in one of their posts on X. But this wasn't recently. This was like a month ago or something like that when I was reading it. Hey, Captain, it's nice to see you. Aw, thank you. That's sweet. I appreciate it. So now we're kind of getting a full circle in here. That's kind of the history of this. They went to the Texas Roadhouse, allegedly had dinner. We got to see the Texas Roadhouse footage. Honestly, Katie seemed pretty perturbed. And according to Seth, it's a big deal for him to have his hands in his pocket. It's a big deal for him, for Sebastian to have his hands in his pocket. He spoke, remember when he saw the proof of life, he said at that day, I think it was on Dolly's channel. It may have been on a news segment that I read it when it said what it said. But it was something to the effect, I think Seth immediately said that he saw the proof of life video and that the only thing he could tell was that Sebastian wasn't as happy as he would have been coming from going out to eat with him. And I remember that resonating with me at the time, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me. That was one thing that I will always remember. I don't remember verbatimly how it was stated from Seth, but I remember it was the day that he saw it. He either did an interview with the mainstream media, or he was on alternative media. And the alternative media, I want to say, was Dolly Vision, but I can't be 100 on that. It might have been another channel, and I could have sworn what he had said is that his son didn't seem as happy as he would have expected, having a wonderful day, or something to that effect. And that was the telltale sign. Well, over the year and a half that I've been working this case and communicating with Seth and other important people in this case, it was expressed to me that the hands in the pocket shows aggravation and frustration for Sebastian. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you so much. Nehru, hopefully I pronounced that right. I too think Katie is key to everything. I think she had help. Why else would she hide behind Chris? Yeah, exactly. Especially when she's a freaking, guys, everybody wants to look at Katie like she's this broken, breakable porcelain. Okay. She's military trained. Okay. She knows how to go out there and unalive a bad person. Okay. She was trained to unalive bad people. Okay. So she's porcelain nonsense got to go out the window. Okay. It's just got to go. It has no relevance in this case, whatever. She is not broken. She is a tough, and I mean a tough broad. So don't ever think anything else about Katie Proudfoot. She is a tough broad. She is not porcelain. Okay. So if you guys are thinking this woman is porcelain, get that out of your head. She is not porcelain. She is a trained unaliver by our courtesy of our military. Trained. We paid probably $250,000 to train her, and $250,000 to $500,000 to train Chris Proudfoot. We've got a lot of money, federal funds invested in those two people for them to turn out to be pieces of crap. Just to put it into perspective. I'm not happy. I'm a cheap bee. Okay? I don't like spending money. No, even when it's not mine, I don't like spending money. Okay? I like keeping our money because we wouldn't be slaves to our government if we were able to keep more in our pocket. I'm just saying. Shut up. This ain't the show. But I'm just saying. I'm not going to quit saying. I'm not going to quit saying. Okay, I'm going to shut up. So we have some voicemails, some conversations recorded by PIs. Okay, guys. The PIs should never have, in my opinion, I expect, thank you, Nehra. Is it Nehra or not? I think it's Nehra. Nehru. Sorry about that. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you. We have an issue here because Sebastian went home with his mother after the Texas Roadhouse. According to Sonny Weatherford, Sebastian was observed going to the house. Sebastian was observed going into the house, and he was observed bringing garbage cans out, according to the sheriff. Okay. I think it's very, very important when we listen to this audio. I think this is the audio from the sheriff. Let me make sure this is the audio from the sheriff. I'm pretty sure this is the audio from the sheriff, but just let me...
So, let me tell you.
Okay.
We have done...
Yes, this is the audio from the sheriff. Could you guys hear that? It wasn't echoing or anything like that, was it? Since I had to check it anyways to make sure I had the right one pulled up. Can somebody tell me whether we heard echoes in that little tidbit of information? Hey, Trent, it's nice to see you. I think I said hi to you. Oh, written in the stars. It's nice to see you. No? Okay, perfect. Okay, what does he say? Sent you an email for after show. Okay, sure. I'll check it out. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. So we learn from and we're going to listen to the audio. This is going to be the first audio. That's why I kind of brought you guys slowly along with the story on where and how we got here, because according to Sonny, Sebastian was observed going inside the house. He came back out after coming home and taking the garbage to the road. Now, he says 6:20. I'm confident he met 7:20 because they're not even observed walking out of the Texas Roadhouse until 6:20. So there's no way they could be him taking the garbage out at 6:20 when we were observing them on a video at the Texas Roadhouse coming. Hey, Sammy, it's nice to see you. Mom first. Good afternoon. We're finally afternoon. I've been wanting to say good afternoon for the last half hour. Okay. Well, after the garbage, we heard that lights on the house in his room after he was allegedly went to bed were turned off. I am confident that there is a audio that picked up a thud. Okay, do you guys hear that? I am confident that there is a video inside that community that was taken from a neighbor that heard the thud. And the reason why I say that is because I've never understood why this thud changed around a little bit of time. Like at first, when it was known, we heard early on that it was around 11 o'clock at night, which didn't make sense because Katie was allegedly in the kitchen, but her story has always been maintained that she was on the phone with Chris Proudfoot, sitting on her couch, studying, doing all these things that didn't make sense to us. So we have this thud that I believe, now I don't have any evidence of it. It is a theory. Hey, Shar, it's nice to see you. It is a theory of mine. Hey, Tangled, it's nice to see you as well. But I do believe that would explain, because if you notice all of the stuff that Katie and Chris has told on themselves about to the public, even the belt incident and having CPR, he didn't know, this is their first rodeo. They did not know that stuff would not be accessible to us. And I think in an abundance of caution, when he was approached on that on Smiley Stories World, he didn't want to be caught in a lie. So he went ahead and tried to fluff this whole thing about the Department of Children and Family Services. I was getting it. Hey, T-Bird, it's nice to see you. So I think that has something to do with it. But it said that you had just became a new member of the coffee club, and I started. That's what I chuckled, because I'm like, no, she's been here a while. Sebastian, we're getting closer to bringing you back home. Your army won't give up. Oh, that was really sweet. Thank you. Amanda, it's nice to see you. So let's listen to this. As you guys know, this is kind of where the story ends and where law enforcement pick up, right? Because now we're kind of full circle. He just took the garbage in. He went to bed at 9 o'clock, like his mother said. And there was some things that we've learned through this time, such as a light going on and off in his bedroom and a silhouette at the dining room, as well as a silhouette going to the back of the house and then the house going dark. Those things we didn't have until after Miss Bobby spoke with JLR. And then we learned about those statements. So, there's clearly some abnormal activity going on inside the house the night that Sebastian disappeared. And then, of course, we observe on the outside of the house something going on. Now, you're going to hear Sonny kind of try to play that down and act like we don't have any videos of the neighborhood. And I think this was pre Nick Barris releasing those the videos of the flashlights going to the car. I think that was done after this, because I don't remember when Sonny Weatherford lost his life, but I think it was shortly after giving this statement to these girls. So we're going to listen to this, and then when it gets to, I'm going to slow us down just a little bit because, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Froggy, it's nice to see you. We're going to, hey, Pebbles, I don't think I said hi to you, and Michelle, good afternoon. We're going to slow it down when it starts getting near, Kathy Bowersox. When it starts getting to Kathy Bowersox, we're going to have a little conversation there. I kind of understand what Sonny, I listened to this, didn't really have a whole lot of, anything that shocked me or new information in the first part of the video. Yeah, Cruella. But it does, allegedly she spoke with him late April 2024. So that means that would have been after the release of the lights video. I don't know if Sonny was alive then. Hold on, let me just check here. Let's find out when Sonny Weatherford died. You're right. Wow. August 2nd, 2024. That means that It's just odd for me because it was always Sheriff Snuggle Struggles that dealt with the interview over the flashlight video. And I would have loved to have seen Sonny provide a statement on that. And I don't know why he didn't provide a statement on that. That kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm not going to lie. Because I'd like to know. I trust, Sonny. Sonny's a good old boy, but old good old boys and the up and comings, it's just different people you're dealing with. Okay, I don't like good old boy clubs, but I can deal with the older, the older ones than I can the young punk, whatever, because they're old. They're older. They know how to respect. They know how to handle their business. Okay, the young ones, the young punks like this guy here, Sheriff Snuggle Struggles. I just don't like them. I really don't. I don't. But it seems like Sonny should have been the one that stepped at the plate. But I digress. Let's listen to what Sonny has to say. But I'm going to be slowing it down and focusing on when they get to Kathy, because it's going to be very important when you start seeing his demeanor, because you're going to see him and hear him very relaxed, talking to these girls, just giving them what they want to hear. He's a seasoned sheriff, okay? So I'm going to put this caveat on here. I don't care what this man says. It's not the whole truth. Okay, he is seasoned. That means he knows exactly what it can be shared, even with PIs, and what can't. He's going to hold a lot back. Now, how much is he going to hold back? I don't know. He's already talking about having no videos of nothing. The one takeaway that we can take from this is that there's no video of Sebastian walking out of that house, period. They have video of him going into the house, according to Sonny. They have no video of him ever leaving. Okay, that puts those flashlights in play, and it puts that car at the end of the road in play, even with Sonny's statements. And we're going to just break down just a little bit of some of the word salad with those videos, which will help support that theory of mine. But once we get to Kathy Bowersox, I'm slowing it down, because you will see a change in his demeanor, and you will start seeing him really pull back on what he discloses to them. And I believe it's because he knows there's something there that he cannot discuss with them. And we'll get to that.
5-mile grid around the house. And we've done all that. And we actually have where every person took a footstep. To know we covered.
I'm going to mute the...
Right, you did the grid search. Okay.
I'm going to mute my microphone so you don't get any feedback, because I'm going to just go ahead and play this until we get to a part for me to speak. So if it pauses, you don't need to write mute. I will understand that I am muted in like 2 shakes of a lamb's tail if I do happen to start speaking without turning my microphone back on.
Okay.
And then what we had them download an app that actually showed us where they were stepping.
Sartopo.
Yeah. So we knew exactly where they went.
Okay.
And so we've done that, we did it for a whole week, and then we've gone back and we did it another 2 days, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so we drained ponds.
I knew you guys did that.
We had divers in ponds.
Yeah.
We've got, as far as I know, all the footage of every camera that's on either street. And
just nothing.
that's nothing. We see him go into the house, but we never see him come out of the house.
so strange.
Trust me, I
Yeah.
agree 100%. But, you know, we have footage where
You don't really get any more confident than that. Now, it doesn't take the Texas Roadhouse out of the game because the child went into the house and never came out. Obviously, he went somewhere. Okay. So we do still see some activity. We still see the communication between Katie and the green hoodie. We still have our friends, BMW, Mama Rissa, in hindsight, looking at Yellow Jacket guy. There's still some weirdness going on with that Texas Roadhouse. Was that part of all of the stuff that ultimately happened in what I believe happened at the house? It's very possible. We're starting to still develop, but now we have hard, cold fact that Sonny is stating for a record of fact, or excuse me, statement of fact, that Sebastian did make it home and he did go inside that home. That is a statement of fact from a person that can make that a statement of fact. So to me, I'm saying this, could he be lying to these young ladies? He could be, but based on his tempo, based on some of the other things that I'm hearing, it seems like he's being honest with them. You can start hearing in his voice when he starts getting uncomfortable with going down a conversation. And I will be pointing that out to you guys so you guys can hear the changes in his voice and why I believe he's being truthful about this.
they were in Hendersonville eating, and they left there and went to their house.
Right.
We saw them go in the house, and then 6:20 maybe, he comes out and
7:20.
takes the trash to the end of the road, the end of the driveway, and we see him go back in the house.
So we actually even have a timeline item that we have been trying very hard to put in. It's been speculative. So this is finally confirmed, 7:20. We kept trying to say, based on, she said 15 minutes after they got home, so it must be 7:15. Then he must have took the garbage to the road. Actually, we had it down at 6:45 that he took the garbage to the road. So even past their conversation, I think we even had it up to like 7:10, I think is where we were. We gave it a range. Hey, reality, it's nice to see you. I believe we gave it but anyways, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we do have a timeline item. 7:20 was when the garbage was taken to the road. 7:20, that's coming directly from the sheriff's mouth. Okay, you guys heard, he said 6:20, but we know that that's impossible. He knew it was 20. He probably thought, it's 7:20, not 6:20, because 6:22, they're walking out of the restaurant. 6:25, they're pulling out of the restaurant driveway. It takes 12 minutes to get to their home. So we had already, calculated them getting home around 6:45. So at the end of the day, a little before 6:45, I think 6:40 to 6:45 is when they would have arrived at home. But we were told that within 15 minutes of them arriving at home, that Sebastian was taking the garbage out. And it sounds like it was more in line with 30 to 45 minutes after they got home that he was taking the garbage out to the road. It seems insignificant, but it is significant. This time of when he went out to the road to take the garbage out, this is an important time that we need to plug into the timeline, okay? So I'm not spending a lot of time on something insignificant. We've been trying to figure out this time for a year, okay? We now know. 7:20, we can plug that into the timeline. 7:20, he took the garbage to the end of the road. And it sounds to me like Sonny is confident that it was him that took the garbage to the road. So I think for me, now I'm not saying for the rest of you, but for me, for Bullhorn Betty, I think that solidifies a lot for me. I do believe that it was Sebastian that took the garbage to the road. I was unsure. I thought it might have been Katie setting something up or whatever. I think many of you guys might have had some type of theory like that as well. Well, now we know it was definitely Sebastian that took the garbage to the road. That part is now official for me. And him going into the house and a specific time on when he took the garbage out, that's important for me. So if I was on the fence of whether he made it home, which I've been on the fence, off the fence, on the fence. You guys watch me struggle. Hindsight and Mama Marissa probably know more than anybody because I've had personal conversations with them about this struggle. I've been on the fence and off the fence and on the fence because I wasn't sure. But now that we have something concrete from Sonny, I'm going to probably side with what Sonny has to say. But it doesn't mean that Texas Roadhouse is out, because I still think, and I have always thought, that whatever was going on there might have some connection to why Sebastian is gone. We don't know. I mean, it's still something that needs to be explored, because we don't know who was in the car. We can agree that the car that we saw on Kellen, at the corner of Kellen and Stafford, was not Chris's truck and was not Katie's or Cruella's Infiniti. Okay, it was a different type of car. Now, the car that was seen, we're still working. I think the mob crew has its make and model down pat. I'm not sure. I can't remember what he has assessed. I think he thought it was like a Honda Accord, maybe. Was the last time I think I heard, that I tuned into that aspect. I could be wrong. Do not take my word for it. Take Bob Crew. He's the one that did it. I'm just thinking so we know it's not a car that they possess, or that we know that is associated with the family. So could that be the connection with the Texas Roadhouse and the craziness that seems to be still affixed on the Texas Roadhouse? I don't think anybody is comfortable with the Texas Roadhouse. I think we all still have a little bit of, something still there, and we may not be able to put our hands on it, but we're not willing to let it go. We're just not willing to let the Texas Roadhouse go. There's something still there. We don't know what it is, but we know once we know it, we know it. So we're not letting it go. I don't think anybody should let the Texas Roadhouse go, but I think we need to modify some of the opinions with the new information. Just my suggestion. But I think there's still something there, because nobody can stop and explain why Katie was so observant. I don't know what to call it. I mean, she just, to me, it was Katie's behavior that it causes us so much stinking suspicion inside of the Texas Roadhouse. She was looking around there. I went and ate at that. And let me just break this down to you guys. I went and ate at that Texas Roadhouse. Me and the real Me Too. She can attest to this. She's my eyewitness. We went inside. We sat down, we tried to observe literally every single camera we could observe and figure out and pinpoint every camera that we could possibly pinpoint. Now, there are some cameras in that store that we don't know where they're coming from. The camera that picked up Katie and Sebastian, that I don't know where that camera is positioned. Okay, I will be honest with you. I couldn't find it. So they obviously have some secret cameras also inside that establishment that aren't really readily available or readily seen by the public, dining there. And I think that was one of the cameras that Katie was on, is one that wasn't readily seen or observed, like a camera, like one of the cameras that I have in here. It just, you walk in here, you see a camera, you know that's a camera, right? When you go into some of these establishments, you might see some cameras, but there are also secret cameras that they've got set, or they're it's so dark because the ceiling was so black, it made it difficult to see black cameras. There is that as well. But this is what I will tell you about that establishment. You need nothing. They are constantly making rotations by your table. So if you need drinks, they bring you silverware. You don't even need to wave them down to get your check. They got a box right there on your plate, right there on your table, that you can just go and you can completely check out, tip everything. You can even order. So say, oh, well, maybe she wanted to order something. Perfect. Do you know you can order right from that kiosk as well? Just pick it up and push a button, and you can order something. So it is just that simple. I don't see how why she was still looking around the way she was looking around. It was just strange. It's still to this day, we cannot explain it. So because we cannot explain it, we can't dismiss the Texas Roadhouse. We can't dismiss the conversation she had with Green Hoodie. We can't dismiss how much law enforcement has screwed up this case, one, and has failed. Hey, Grace, it's nice to see you. They screwed up this case and they have failed to follow the leads because they and they alone think that something's not worth checking into. And that is the worst. When you have law enforcement like that doesn't want to just check. I mean, it might be a long shot. But when do our investigators stop looking at long shots? Like, you go down I was told by seasoned investigators, you go down every single road. You never turn down anything. You allow the lead to extinguish itself. And for people not to even pick up leads, not to even do anything, make the determination. They've already decided that Chris and Katie didn't do anything because they have money. They have money. You know what? I lived next to doctors and lawyers. And at least once a week, there would be screams coming from my house. And at minimum, at least once every 2 weeks to a month. Screams. Blood-curdling screams. But hey, we lived next to those doctors and lawyers. We lived next to those people that had money. We appeared we had a lot of money. You know? Who would be able to live next to Cadillac dealership owners and doctors, and not have money? We barely skimped by, even with the lifetime. We looked richer than we were. I can tell you that. We had a good life, but we looked richer than we were. I will tell you that. So this idea that that bad things don't go on in rich homes or homes that have money is bullshit. Excuse my language on a Sunday. But it is garbage. It's untrue. It's untrue. I don't think they've ever considered. I mean, they might have. And they may still consider, and they may just be hiding the way they feel about it. I don't know. I'm just saying that we should be further along. What upsets me about this case more than anything else is, you guys know Layla Santinello. She was a case that nobody would even talk about. Like, we couldn't get any attention on it. And finally I got involved, and everybody wanted to go and beat up Mom because Mom was willing to work with me because nobody was willing to work with her. And the one person that did come and supply, flyers and provide them with some type of financial support, they're wanting her to be mean to me, and she couldn't figure out, because they were calling us, hey, she's a scammer. And she's like, well, how is she scamming me? She gave me flyers. Like, this mother was like, completely shocked, and it was horrible for her that she's missing her daughter and having to explain stuff to hate channels, these horrible cancers to this platform. And long story short is, we did what we could for her, but it was really law enforcement. It's really Kingsport Police Department. And again, Kingsport Police Department, a small outfit that never gave up hope on Layla Santinello. They're still doing targeted searches to this day. I think she's had at least a dozen or a baker's dozen targeted searches since she disappeared in June of 2020. 2022, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, she disappeared in 2022. I think she was one of my 2022 cases. And they're still doing searches. All these searches. And here we are coming up on 2 years with Sebastian Rogers, and we've had 8 days for him. Not one Yahoo from their police department or sheriff's department has said, you know what, let's do it. Let's do another spot search. Let's go out here. This has got to be the area. They have sat on their ass and just did nothing for 2 years. No searches, no dog runs, nothing. They've done nothing. They've done nothing in 2 years. Nothing. We got all the work we were going to get out of Sumner County in the first 10 days of this case. Since then, it's like they look at a wall. What are we supposed to do? We don't know what to do. Come on, folks, I don't know what to do. What should I be doing today? What should I be doing today? Well, here, let me give you some advice, okay? Let me give you some advice. Sebastian Rogers is not at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Okay? So that means if our sheriff, if Brandon Carter is still sitting on his ass in a chair at his desk and staring at a computer, guess what? He's never going to find Sebastian Rogers. Guess what? He has still not found Sebastian Rogers. Right? Does it really take me going and telling Brandon Carter, knock, knock, Brandon Carter, if you're going to find a boy that is missing, you've got to get off your butt. That means you got to stand up out of the chair. You've got to walk out the door. And you've got to go out there and search with your eyes, your legs, and your hands for a boy because he's not in your office, okay? We don't have Sebastian Rogers in a box in their office somewhere, okay? He's not packed up with the Christmas gifts, okay? He's not with the Christmas tree. He's literally not in the office anywhere, okay? So if you're going to find somebody like Sebastian, somebody that's missing, you've got to get out of the office. Can we all agree on that? Put a 1 in the chat if you know that Sebastian Rogers is not in Sumner County, our Sumner County Sheriff's Office. If you think Sebastian Rogers is somewhere around their sheriff's department, please put a 2 in the chat and let us know where he is. Did they accidentally put him in the supply closet? Do we need to go to the supply closet and go get Sebastian? Hey, Gigi, it's nice to see you. Exactly. That's my point exactly, right there. You know, we don't have those situations here. But here we have this child walking inside the home and never leaving. But we do have flashlights on the outside of their home that the law enforcement has tried to lie to us about. And we have a mysterious car that those flashlights go to that still hasn't been discussed by law enforcement. They're acting like the car was never there, that there was just these, weird lights because that's what we know, right? That's what they think we know. They don't realize that the community's been talking to social media, and we have acquired some significant footage, okay, from all over that. May not be specifically right there at their house, but we definitely have footage. We can definitely hear and see what is going on at that time of night. And one thing that I can tell you is it was not pitch black. Okay, it was dark. There's not a lot of lights, but it wasn't pitch black. So you would have been able to see a shadow or a movement of something. We can prove that by other stuff that we could see, like the guy going out and needing to pick up his cat, or the person that needed to go chase down their dog and take their dog home, right? That was at midnight at night. Pitch dark, right? But we could see the shadow. We could see the human being moving. And we don't have that here. Okay, let me shut up and get going.
In his bedroom. That's it.
That was from a neighboring camera, I'm assuming.
We,
It's from a neighboring camera that you can see all that, yeah.
But like I said, when she called us, we had people go to the house, search the house. We even got thermal imaging to check all the walls in the house. Just to make sure that he wouldn't step.
Honestly, Kiki, I've never heard that. This is the first time. If you can send me that clip, you know my email. So if you can clip that and send that to me, that would be best so I can get it. Get as much of that conversation clipped as possible where it's a sendable format. So I can kind of hear a little bit about the context. Honestly, I don't know. And the question is, do I believe him? Do I believe him? But I'd like to hear it because once I hear how it's said and what type of, if any, convincing language he's using to convince us that he went or not, I'd like to listen to that. So if you can send that, this is the first time I heard it. You know, there are some things that I missed. At Night posted it. Oh, can you send it to... Is it part of the big screaming one? Oh, okay, that's coming up. We're going to listen to that. Once we listen to that, we'll hear the full context. Got it, Kiki. Okay, well, that's coming up. We're not done. We still have that whole, that's the 20-minute audio that we're going to go over. We're going over that next. Okay, got it. Okay, we'll go over that. That's coming up next.
Up in a wall somewhere. Because we don't show him leaving the house, which is the strangest thing for me.
The footage...
It's not the strangest thing for me. A child not leaving the house tells me one thing: foul play. Okay, you listen. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not going to sit here and I have no credentialing. This is on the job training for me. I'm so sick of people thinking that you have to have a degree on your wall to know what the hell you're talking about. I can guarantee you do not. I do have a degree on my wall. It's an AA in paralegal studies, probably the lowest man on the totem pole. Okay? I have street smarts. I've been doing investigations long before I ever got here, and I'm going to continue to do those things. And I do very well at what I accomplish and acquire. So we will see.
Of him taking out the trash, was it pretty dark by then? That was before the time change.
What
It was
does it
before
say?
the
Hold
time
on.
change.
What does it say? We'll go back. Let me just take this back just a few moments. I'm normally a silent viewer, but I need to give you your flowers, BHB. God bless you and everyone still trying to find answers and justice. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Ashes to ashes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jury appears. Yeah. There is no doubt CP is friends with Brandon Carter. I agree with that. And this is exactly why they should have had this investigated by somebody else, but they didn't. They wanted to keep the investigation with themselves, and I don't think that was smart. I really don't. They should have done what was right by Sebastian, and they're still not. I have nothing positive to say about the leadership in this community. Nothing positive at all. I think the best thing that they could have done was get Riley her foot in the door. And you guys need, if you're in the Tennessee area, you guys need to start infiltrating your GOP and DNC, okay? If you guys are law and order Republicans or Democrats, you guys need to start taking hold of your own community. You're being, Sumner County needs help. If you're in Sumner County, you need to step up to the plate and start getting involved and start saying no to the good old boys club. It is affecting your community. It's affecting a lot. They violated my rights, and it sounds like there was a protest before that with another guy, a rapper, some kind of rapper, that they violated his rights. And we've been hearing all over the news about them arresting these people for DUIs that they did not commit, completely sober DUIs. These people were completely sober. We've got some major problems going on in the state of Tennessee, and you know what? It's going to take all of us to combat this awfulness, okay? And we need everybody to be stepping up to the plate and getting involved, especially in Sumner County. We got to get these people out of office. They're poison to their community. So hopefully if you're in this community, you start stepping up to the plate, right, like Riley did. Now she's just on, the board for the libraries, but think about how much control that is. That's what people can read and have access to. That's important stuff. You don't want horrible stuff being curated at your libraries. And so we need people stepping up in places like that to really help move the needle.
Because we don't show him leaving the house, which is the strangest thing for me.
The footage of him taking out the trash, was it pretty dark by then? That was before the time change? It was before the time change, right?
And so the reason we went to the landfill in Kentucky was because the trash was collected that Monday morning.
Right.
Right about dark.
Right.
And so, I had, my opinion, one of the best teams. We had TBI, FBI,
Yeah.
Secret Service, we had TEMA, and then we had at least 200 volunteers that were in law enforcement or first responders.
So they had quite the team. And you know what? And I'm saying that the ground search, when they were doing the ground search, they were doing everything that they should have been doing, with the exception of the whole, the eye of the tiger thing and stuff like that, like looking in the rivers and stuff. They were going off the statistics of autistic children. They had all the parents right there. They had Katie there, Seth there, and Chris there. They should have had a good understanding of exactly who Sebastian was, and the fact that he was not one of these people that would just wander into water like many people that deal with autistic children deal with. Okay, they had everybody right there that they could have asked, because in autism, and any expert that speaks to them, because we've learned a lot being in this case, autism has such a wide range. such a wide range. Hearing that a child is high functioning autistic is much different than a nonverbal autistic child. Okay. And they were almost applying the nonverbal autistic patterns to Sebastian, which was a high functioning autistic child. So it just didn't make sense. And the only thing I can take away from that is that Chris and Katie were painting this infant in law enforcement's mind. But in all fairness, they were painting that in our mind too. From the very first interview, they were basically telling us that Sebastian couldn't take care of himself, that Sebastian wouldn't even be able to know how to get on a bus. Yet he loads on a bus every single day to go to school. This was the manipulation of Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Okay? This child had, he was made to like he needed his medication or he was going to die or perish. That was a lie too. That was a lie too. Aw, thank you, Outer Banks. I appreciate that. So we have a lot of misinformation at the beginning, and law enforcement was following it. And, you know, quite frankly, I think the next email or the next video we're going to get over is going to be very, very clear. Chris does not want Katie speaking alone. Why would anybody be so concerned about their spouse speaking to anybody about their missing child alone? That is the biggest red flag of them all. And to hear that out of Chris's own mouth and his concern about making sure she's not speaking to anybody alone, that had me, that gave me all the answers I needed when it came to Katie. I absolutely believe she murdered her child. I don't think she gave her child away. I don't think that they shipped this child off. I think she murdered her child. And it's sad. But I've racked my mind. We're still doing a push, and we're going to continue, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to continue to do a push because, you know, I've had a chance, as you guys know, it's very hard for me to say that, especially if Seth is around, because Seth doesn't, it breaks his heart to hear me say that. And I understand why. At the end of the day, I have to, you know, I have to weigh the benefits of holding and nurturing and trying to support with, the truth of the channel. And I think that at this point, we have been talking about, Sebastian being alive. We've talked about, we've called organizations literally all over the country. We've done a lot of work to try to find Sebastian at a program. We don't even have anybody that even sees him out there in the public or in the wild. Nothing. We've got nothing. There's nothing. There's not even a little nibble of Sebastian out there. Not even a nibble. And we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. But, at some point, I've got to make a decision on how we're going to bring this child home. Okay? And I believe that this child is where Chris or Chris has put this child. I think Chris and Katie, I'm not sure if Chris told Katie where he ultimately put her. I'd have to think that she would want to know and that he would have told her. But he may have kept that away from her and never told her anything in an effort to have no knowledge of it. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I just think Katie did horrible things, and it's because of the way that they've acted. It's the fact that we can't find him. It's the fact that there is no legitimate leads of him being anywhere in this world. Like, we've got flyers going overseas. We've got flyers going to Alaska. We got flyers at ports of entry, Mexico and Canada. What more? We got blip boards all over the frickin' country. I just don't know. It's frustrating. Everybody's mad. But at the end of the day, he's just I don't know where else to look except where nobody's looking. At the ground. There's nobody searching for this child. Ground searches. They're all in their office making phone calls. All in their office making phone calls. I have to believe that right now, after 2 years, we've called every place we could possibly call. If I say we probably called, I know me personally over the years called hundreds of places. Okay? Hundreds at this point. And I have to think that there are a lot of other people out there that also did the same work. Hundreds of places throughout the country. You know, churches, programs, autistic ranches. I mean, just one thing after another. Oh, does somebody gift? I hear dinghies. I'm glad we get our dinghies. Dinghies work. Thank you. Sheila gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your gifted Bullhorn Betty membership, please don't forget to tell Sheila thank you. And welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. And looky. We got Kiki, Whippoorwill, woo-hoo-hoo. Hindsight, ooh, Missy T, ooh. Welcome. And Cherish, it's nice to have you aboard. Then Grombie Girl, I thought I was going to say Zombie Girl. It was CPS in the car, in my opinion. 3-hour phone call. I you know what? I really do believe it. It might be. I just don't see who you would trust. I truly believe Katie called him up. You guys got to remember there was an ultimatum, and Chris left. He never came back home. Guys, I want to point that out. There's April. Oh, that's not April. That's not my April. It's a different April. It's nice to see ya. Hey, it's been a minute since I got alive. It's nice to see you. Nice to see. Oh, Melly Cat's in here. Hello, my love. Hello. Well, welcome both of you. I don't know. This is just, we're still here.
On the ground every day. And I'm not telling you, I'm just trying to give you information on what we have done.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
And so we've even called people with like cold cases and say, how did you find them? This is what we've done. And every one of them tells us, you've done everything you can do. So,
I doubt that. Listen, if any law enforcement says you've done everything you can do, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. And they couch this stuff as this child missing. At what point did they turn their attention and say nothing that we've been told by these parents is panning out? There's something funky here, and there's no child that walked out of this house and walked into this house with this crazy-ass mother that's been AR'd at the age of 5, clearly has mental instability issues with her mental health. You get with Seth, talk about the mom. Seth explains, Mom used to wake up in the middle of the night while I was sleeping and just beat the shit out of me for no reason. You've got people starting to side-eye Mom, but none of this happened from law enforcement because it doesn't seem like they really wanted to know what truly happened to Sebastian. They just wanted to believe he walked away, which in their own statements, they state that he has not. He walked into a house and never walked out. How is that possible? It's not.
Right.
and I wish we'd get a tip today and we could find it.
You said within a 5-mile radius.
Well, that's land search.
Yeah, land search.
There's a
Woo-hoo-hoo! Melly Cat gifted a Bull-on Betty membership, and that went to BMW Coupe. Welcome to the crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard.
creek, several hundred yards, Rex Creek.
Okay, I don't want to hear this. I want to get to Maddie.
New Hope. He said he had called it into Sumner County.
Here it is.
I don't do our list. I don't do our list either.
But
I got one this morning said that the stepfather drove up here and got him and took him back to the job site and buried him on the job site. I'm like,
You don't think
have you
there's...
got proof?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I did get a tip.
Let me hear that again. Hold on.
within a 5-mile radius.
well,
Let's listen.
that's land search.
Yeah, land search.
There's a creek, several hundred yards, Rex Creek.
Several hundred yards on the creek, which I don't believe he was in the creek. If he's anywhere, he's going to be in deeper water. And he's going to be somewhere where Chris was over water. I think Chris would have done this, not Katie. But they only did a couple Gwen gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty memberships, don't forget to tell Gwen. Thank you so much, Gwen. And for those 5 recipients, welcome to the crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and padded room and welcome aboard. And those 5 recipients are the Resin Mama. I don't know what that means. Falconis? Is it Falconis or Falcones? Christy, Pink Warrior, and April in Illinois. Well, welcome to this crazy family. We appreciate you all being here and supporting this wonderful channel. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. So now I want to listen to this.
We had TWRA walk both sides of the bank and the creek itself all the way to Hendersonville. And then they did it out towards White House.
Okay.
And like I said, every pond that we have been able to find has been searched.
And I assume that you're aware that right there on her, where those woods connect, that is a sex offender with 4 aggravated sexual assault charges.
I did.
So she's talking about these RSOs. You know, obviously, I don't believe the RSOs are. I've never. This case doesn't seem like an RSO case to me. But you know, you want to go down every lead, but they went down that lead and again didn't pan out. So we'll just keep moving.
No, but
Yeah.
I
So,
don't do our list either.
but
I got one this morning said that the stepfather drove up here and got him and took him back to the job site and buried him on the job site. I'm like,
So they've been getting some leads. They got a list of leads that they've got to go down and stuff like that. But they said that he was buried on the job site. I've never thought he was buried on the job site, but I do think he was dropped off on his way to work. And he was later, taken, went back and taken care of. I believed that from the beginning. I think I'm going to continue to believe that.
You don't think
have
that?
you got proof?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I did get a tip. I've been involved for probably a month now. I did get a tip a couple Mondays ago. A man drove up to me at the Rudder.
Here
and
it
he
is.
said the morning of the 26th, around 5:30 in
Okay, guys. You guys have heard how Sonny has been this entire time. He's just kind of been as forthcoming as he can. Can we agree that it seems like Sheriff Sonny Weatherford appears to try to give these girls as much as he is lawfully allowed to give them. It seems like he was speaking frank with them. He wanted to, just tell them all the stuff that they've done to help find this child, and very proud of the work and the teams that came out to help, Ringy Ding, love the information, but it's difficult to hear the elevated high pitched voice. I wanted to hear her reporting. I really do. Well, you can go to At Night if you don't want to hear me talk. You don't need to be here. There's that. This is on At Night's X page, so if you would like to hear it without any problems, then I would suggest you go there to get it. So hopefully that helps you. She took something to Warsham's. She forgot. It's possible. We did see some things. Somebody collected some things. Something is not right. Okay. There are things there. The autistic mattress for that had the magnets and other stuff in it, plus the piece of the box that had Katie's name on it. There's a lot of stuff that, gives us the EBGBs back there by Warsham's. What was it? Why was she there? But we're going to get away from this because I want you to listen to the change of Sonny's voice, how he changes. Okay. You see him. He's very fluent here. He's just kind of lolly-da. He's comfortable in his environment. He's comfortable with speaking about, the case in general, because they really were. They were talking about generalities. They were talking about general portions of the case. The search, how many houses, We got cameras. We didn't see him walking out, just general stuff. Nothing too specific to the case, right? Well, now we're about to switch gears because now the girls are about to hit him with more direct questions related to Cruella. And when we get here about Cruella, you're going to see his pitch. You're going to hear his pitch change. You're going to hear him fumbling around. You're going to hear him start saying things like, I can't, we can't give everything out. He starts acknowledging he's not giving them all the information. So you start hearing this stuff come out, and this is where we want to be. This is where the sheriff's a little uncomfortable and a little uneasy to answer. And you're going to hear him how he starts pushing back on specific information about this case. But it's not just pushing back on specific information about the case, it's how he's pushing back. It seems like he knows something. So listen. Now, I don't know that's to be true. Again, this is just my perspective. This is just my opinion based on what my ears are hearing, which I've got broken ears, and that's good. I'm okay. I don't expect everybody to agree 100% with my statement. It's just something that I observed, and I wanted to bring that observation to each and every one of you. So if you also had that observation.
In the morning, Kathy Bowersox was parked right beyond the Shell on New Hope. He said he had called it into Sumner County, but he hadn't heard anything back. And I believe Sebastian's dad called it in again. I'm sure footage has been pulled from the Shell right there. I don't know what other cameras would be right there. It looks like maybe there's like a storage unit kind of thing right beyond that Shell. Worsham's Market, And the only reason I really believe there was validity, number one, I didn't feel like the man was lying to me, but also it was anonymously posted from someone, I think it was someone else because they described it a little bit differently.
You're talking about the mothers?
The Christopher's mother.
Okay.
Kathy Bowersox. Apparently has a decently recognizable SUV, probably because she's a real estate agent, that she was parked beyond Worsham's on the side of the road at 5:30 in the morning on February 26th, so about an hour before Sebastian was reported missing. I don't know. That's a little odd to me, and I just wanted to make sure y'all did have that tip.
I can tell you I don't know all the
I guess hopefully Carter has that tip.
I think so.
See, she's fishing. She's trying to present a tip to him to fish. If she just wanted to present the tip, she would have just given the tip and just been done with it and say, I know you can't respond to this, but she's not. She's fishing. So let's see how this is. You can already hear him. He already identified. You could hear him almost clenching his teeth when he realized we were talking about Kathy Bowersox. So now we're here, full circle. I want you to hear this.
So everything goes to him.
Right.
Is he available?
He's not here today.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have an interview with him for a promotion.
Oh.
He got sent to another county on a case.
Gotcha.
All right.
All I can because TBI,
Mm-hmm.
and so we really can't release more than what I've told you right now.
See? You guys see that? He got very, very, very nervous when it came to this specific aspect of the case. It was almost uncomfortable for him to speak about it. And I'm not sure, I know that a lot of people have gone over this audio, and I haven't watched other people's assessment of this audio yet, but I do know people have gone over it, but I'm unsure if people pointed that out. It was very, very, it was so obvious to me listening to it, because I listened to it a few times just straight through without, formulating an opinion out loud. So it was a clear distinction of how he was performing at the beginning of this meeting with, it sounds like Heather and Chloe were together at this meeting. It doesn't sound like it's just one. It sounds like it's both of them that was at this meeting with the sheriff. And so when they were talking about generalities, he was very, very coy, frank, without specificity in many of the cases. And as soon as they dove into a little more specificity and he understood what was being asked, and we know for a fact he's the sheriff. It's a small community. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody heard everybody. There is no way in my mind that I believe that sheriff had no clue that somebody had reported seeing Kathy Bauer's socks up at the store. I just don't believe it. Okay, this is a good sheriff. I'm not sure. Sonny Weatherford's been in the position for a while. He knows what he's doing. I don't see him being blindsided or not being informed about the most high-profile case that he's had in his county. So, did y'all hear the cabin he passed away? Was owned by Kathy? Did y'all hear the cabin he passed away at was owned by Kathy? That's what people were saying. Is there, Miss Thornton? I never heard that. I know he was at an event, but I think that might be rumor. I really do. That's the first. I mean, I've been in this case for almost 2 years, and that's the first I've heard of that. And I know I have heard it. No receipts. Yeah, I have heard it. No receipts, though. I heard it too. So it might have been something someone says, but I mean, factually, I don't see how anybody would be able to determine that unless there is something, was he staying in a hotel? I thought he was staying in that hotel. That's what I've understood. But I mean, we could look into it. I don't think I guess it could be, hey, Mike, it's nice to see you. I guess it could be relevant if we're going off the theory that you think that he was untimely unalived for, which I've heard those statements. I'm not on board with those statements either. I do think this was just a heart attack and, he was out of the area. If he was home or in this community when this happened and not around a whole bunch of police officers and sheriffs, I would probably believe that there was something a little more like conspiracy theory. But from what I hear, he was actually at a dinner they were at the dinner portion of whatever event. And while he was up getting food, he fell. Like it was really obvious for everybody. And from my understanding, I believe it was a heart attack. But again, it's always been so unclear. It's still all assumptions. We should know at this point what happened to the poor sheriff, but we don't. We're still speculating.
Yeah, and that's
you can't release the missing persons report, like the initial report, not the police report, but just the.
Yeah, see, Craddock, I need to get that report for the Q Center, and Craddock called me and said y'all can't release it, and I'm like,
because it's an open case.
Yeah, but I mean, the nonprofit organizations that do the searches, they get copies.
They work open cases.
That's how they do it. And so,
I'm
not really sure why we can't get that for them.
When they told me you was here, I said, told me to go find him. Because I knew he had talked with you. Right. But he's at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's...
So basically, I'm not going to go through this. Sonny's everything that I wanted to point out with this audio has been done. That's the same audio, I think. Hold on a second. Let me look back at this. I think this is the same. Yeah, it's the same audio. So we're going to be coming over here to this particular audio. This is the 20-minute audio. This is the one of many. Let me see if I can do another screen capture. Screen capture. Let's see, video. Because I want you guys to see a video, Chris. If I can get it. I don't know if it's going to let me get it or not. We're going to find out. Let me take that off real quick. Hold on a second. Let me take this off. There we go. Okay. I'm going to try to get this working right on my end back here. I just got to take the display capture off and put window capture. There it is. Here we go. Okay, I got it now. So let me pull this. Let me put this right here so you guys can hear it. This is under fair use. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna put it behind me, or behind this other one, so you don't have to. I'm not plugging this piece of shit. Excuse me on a Sunday. I'm sorry, I shouldn't cuss, but she's a piece of, Come on, let's keep moving. Come on. Why aren't you moving down? Let's go. Come on. There we go. Let's put you behind my camera. Actually, let's put you behind the screen cap. Yeah, F you. Okay, so there we go. I want you guys to hear this because this goes into it. We're going to get into, we have such a problem with Christopher Proudfoot. Hashtag Chris Proudfoot. We have horrible problems with him. He's a violent person. He's violent toward women. He's violent toward children. Every relationship he has been in, he's either abused the children, abused the woman, or abused both. That's from everything that I've been able to find out. That's based upon 2 different ex-wives of his. 2 different ex-wives of his. Nina, which we all saw publicly, and I'm not going to disclose the other one that I spoke to privately. But I will tell you, they all spoke of this abuse directly from Christopher Proudfoot. And then every time we come on here, you guys heard what he said about me. He came on here and he wanted to run me over, right? Run me over with a vehicle. And now he's wanted to slap Chloe across the face, ... Oh, with the proverbial lawsuit. He calls web sleuths, web sluts, just a very derogatory bonehead of a man. Bonehead of a man. And here's without a doubt more information that, here it is.
Show.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you, I heard you talking about Brittany J, right?
Yeah.
That bitch couldn't get fucked if she ran through a field of dicks backwards with her ass cheeks spread wide the fuck open. So you can play that shit for that bitch to hear.
So what a great guy. Everybody is out here trying to fight for Sebastian, trying to find Sebastian, and this is the stepfather. Now, do you honestly think this man can control his behavior? Do you think if he can't control his behavior in a situation like this, how do you think it's like, thank you. How do you think it is with Sebastian when he's home by himself with this man? In the way this man would be speaking to him and talking to him and treating him. Do you think that this is good or healthy behavior for an autistic child? This is just one of many videos like this. This man treats every woman that does not bow down to his bullshit like shit. He had me arrested over lies. We're not even through the court hearing yet. But when we are, I'm going for that damn house. You have rocked my world. You have caused me all of this. I want to make sure that by the time I'm done, they're going to have to sell that house. They deserve to have to sell that house for what they've done to me. They tried to destroy my reputation and silence me. And then when that didn't work, they threw me in jail over lies, saying that I threatened to hurt them. I've never even spoke to them. I've never asked anybody to reach out to them. I have never wanted to once speak to them or even have an interview on my channel. Not once. Let me repeat that again. Not one time. Never tried to speak to them. Never tried to be around them. And damn sure never stalked them. We'll deal with that at another day. But that's how abusive Chris Proudfoot is to everybody else. How in the hell do you think he was when he was treating Sebastian Rogers? If he treats everybody like this publicly, how do you think he was treating Sebastians behind closed doors? Explain that to me. How in the hell do you think he was treating Sebastian behind closed doors? I'm trying to, T-Bird.
Heather, I came by yesterday.
Hi, Katie. What can I do for you? Are you the woman that trespassed my property yesterday?
I actually didn't. I walked down your neighbor's property.
Oh, you mean to tell me that this woman actually walked on your property? They walked on these knuckleheads' properties, and they got the free pass? I drive by in my private vehicle with my private camera hanging out, and I go to jail? Like I said, this is a corrupt county. All the judges, the sheriff, and everything can kiss my ass. Excuse my language on a Sunday, but they can. I really don't care. And you know what? If a judge asks me to my face, if Judge Ron Blanton came up here and said, how do you feel about me? I'd call him a fucking dick to his face.
And then down the easement.
On a Sunday.
That's not an easement. I own that. That's my property.
Well, the fence says no trespassing. I didn't come on the property.
Oh, and I can't deal with this. Hold on one second. Let's go ahead. I did this research. Tennessee. Sumner County. Sumner County. Property. Easements. Then we have property easement law. Okay, so just to let you know, and can the public walk on public easements in Tennessee? Well, you know the answer is yes. Okay, let me get my cranium out of here so you guys can see it. Can we walk on public easements in Tennessee? Remember, Katie said there are no public easements on her property. We all know, anybody that's been educated in the law knows that that's completely untrue. You want to know why that's completely untrue? Because in order for them to get your water to your house, your electric to your house, your internet to your house, the only way that those companies can get these services to your home is creating what is known as a public easement on your property. And that is about a 10-foot section. It depends. It goes all the way up to the pole, the light pole. That's the easement typically, because usually they put the light poles right on that public easement. So anything from that point up to there is the public easement. What people get confused about is even though that's the public easement, the property owner enjoys that property as if it is theirs. You guys get that? That means that they maintain it, they have use of it, but at the end of the day, if the government wanted to come over there and dig a big hole in that easement, there's not a damn thing that those property owners can do. That's the difference. Do you guys understand that? So this statement that there is no easements, it cannot possibly be true, because if it was true, they wouldn't have electric, water, or cable going to their home. Okay? In order for them to have those services, you have to have what's known as easements. Okay? This is also whenever you're on a roadway that has no sidewalks on it. Okay? When you have no sidewalks on roads, on public roads, which they have a public road, there's easements on one side, there's easements on the other. If there's any time that there is no sidewalks and you're permitted to walk, or you have to walk down a road, you're required to walk on the easement. That means people's grass. Why? Because they can use it. It is part of their property, but a portion of it is being used for the public, and the public can use it. Therefore, people can walk on public easements. Therefore, people can walk on your property up to a certain extent. So this, again, is all in. You can go ahead and read all about easements. And if you're really wanting to get into the weeds, you might want to look into public setbacks. When you're building a property, you have setbacks, and they do this with the setbacks. And of course, you know, of all people, Kathy Bowersox should know all this because she's a realtor and she deals with this every day. So this idea that Chris and Katie are just saying, no, we don't have any public easements, they know factually they are lying to people. And that's probably why they chose not to arrest them. I have a right to walk on public easement. Okay? I will go straight up to that pole. Go ahead and call law enforcement. There ain't going to be a damn thing they can do about it. I will legally challenge it. If you know anything about me when it comes to my rights, I will challenge law enforcement. Okay? If you're telling me I can't do something I know I'm lawfully, legally able to do, I will sue you. Okay? I will sue you. Let's get back.
That is my property.
The easement, that's a public easement.
I own it. It's mine. I own it.
I am here to try to clear you,
I
so
don't need you to clear me.
I don't know why you're being defensive with me.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
First, can you identify yourself?
I did already. My name's Heather, private investigator.
But you're coming to my house and you're...
I am. I'm investigating the disappearance of your stepson. So do you want him found or no? Because if you do, then why would you have a problem with me coming to talk to you guys?
Well,
Real simple, because we're asking you questions and you're telling us that you can't answer those questions, so why should we answer any...
I absolutely did not trespass.
there's no such thing.
There's
as a public
nothing,
easement.
there is a such thing as a public easement.
Not
It's not posted.
Okay, so you can see Katie is an idiot. Katie will always be an idiot. She's a dumb idiot that has a licensed or was licensed to KILL. I believe her husband gave her an ultimatum, and she used those skills to take out her son. Okay? And you see how hostile she is. You see how hostile she is. No normal person acts this way when people come in to help. I can tell you, when I knocked on Jen Santinella's door, she was ecstatic she had somebody to help. Any parent that's truly missing their child will always be welcoming of help, even when they're scared to accept it, like Brandy Neal. Brandy Neal and Michael Monkey Vaughn met with me. Not only did she meet with me, she interviewed with me. And I can tell you, before we started that interview, she told me how terrified she was with meeting me. But if it could help find her son, she was willing to do it. She was willing to do it. That's what she told me. And you've got parents like that really have missing children that they want to know where they are, and they're willing to do anything to find their child. And then you get to Chris and Katie. And all they have done was turn Sebastian's case into a circus and mocked the shit out of him and his father and everybody that's been out here desperately searching for him. They are heartless pigs. Heartless pigs. Heartless.
I own it. I have signs on.
Okay,
all the
your fence has a sign. I didn't talk
3
about.
foot inside of my
Okay,
property.
take it up.
You have free PIs, and you're fighting over an easement because they came and looked at where a child disappeared from. I want that to sink into every one of you.
If you want to report it to law enforcement, do it. Take it up with them.
Amen.
I am trying to help. Okay, so if you want somebody to help you, that's what I'm doing. So calm down. Talk to me like civil human beings. I'm trying to help find him. I've been talking to sex offenders in the area.
Law enforcement has done that.
Okay, and I'm going to do it too because I'm working it too. And I have that right, and the person that hired me has that right. Anybody has that right.
He's also blatantly accusing me of murder when I didn't.
I haven't accused you of shit.
I didn't say you did. I said he did.
Okay, well, I'm trying to decide who is on my radar and who is not. I've talked to sex offenders. That is my focus right now. In my mind, you're not a person of interest, but I'm coming here trying to talk to you.
It's not a good look to trespass either. Like, that's my...
Trespass. What are these fuckers hiding? They're obviously hiding a lot. To be this so freaking concerned. Sorry for the folks that don't like me cussing. It is a Sunday. I've got to watch my language. I kind of get a little loosey-goosey and it just spills out sometimes. So I apologize. On a Sunday. Sometimes I don't. On a Sunday. But you see, they're so concerned about this. They're more concerned about their property line than they are their own child. Does anybody find a problem with it? Hey, hate channels. Hey, you piece of shit mommies and daddies that like to run your gator on social media. Can you explain to me, or if you think it's okay for a mother to be more concerned about a property line than her missing child? Can any of you dirtbags answer that question for me? Any of you? Fatso? Gaping Lake? Pig? Any of you? Oink oink? None of you? Cat got your tongue? Can somebody from the hate channels explain to me why you support a woman that's more concerned about her property line than a missing child? A missing, medically needy child? I guess the oink oinks aren't on here. Where's a troll when you need one? Where's a troll when you need one? Where are they? Oh, wait, it's that 2-day rule. Where are they? Where are the trolls? Where are you?
Sneaky gremlins love to fight, but we're here to set it right. Jump and duck, let's take a shot.
Did we really?
Turning trolls
Did we
into
really
what
like
they're not.
get you guys gone?
Whack a troll,
Did we whack them too hard?
let 'em tumble, let 'em roll. Swing your spatula or a stick. Whack 'em fast, whack 'em quick.
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like we might have whacked them too hard. Like, where's a troll when you need one? Damn. All right, mods. I think we got you trained a little too well. I think we got. I think we're. You guys got to give our mods another hand. Give them another hand. I need a troll, and they've already whacked them all. Betty, I need a Dr. Dre soundbite, LOL. I was sitting there thinking, because you guys have been giving me those, because I've been doing the portrait, mode on mine. And you guys have been giving me that mystery box, and I'm waiting for one of those dumbasses to get me hissing and meow, like Gaping Lake did on her channel, right? She clipped that. She steals it. These animals steal. Independent thought of their own. They all have to work in concert with one another. I don't even think they even think for themselves anymore. Well, here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, we do believe in independent thought. So if you're an independent thinker, congratulations. All right, so we're going to get past this whole easement thing, I think, in another year. So let's just keep going and listening to how disgruntled it is that somebody stepped on an easement, but not concerned one iota about a whole missing child.
What it look like, ma'am?
It's posted all 4 days.
I'm going to tell you something.
TBI headquarters in Jackson, Miss.
Honey, I'm going to tell you, as a PI, I have a lot more leeway with things I can do and people I can talk to. And this isn't my first rodeo. I've worked cases like this before. I have gotten information that TBI or law enforcement's not able to get, and I have passed it along, and it has helped the case. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
What have you passed along that's helped the case?
I just started working this case. I haven't even got a chance to talk to you or Katie yet.
Well, here's the thing. You're not talking to her by herself.
Boom! Why? Do you see how angry he is with that? He is very scared of Katie speaking by herself. Very, very scared. I want to know, did she invoke her right to remain silent? And I believe she did. And I believe she lawyered up as well. This is a mother of a missing child that has been acting this way for almost 2 years. This is, again, going back to this whole thing with Melody Buzzard, right? We know when things aren't jiving, putting in boxes. If this mother was really missing her kid, she would act a specific way. Now, even if we agree that people grieve differently, and I think that and this is a misconception, because defense attorneys want you to believe that because people grieve differently, people don't grieve at all, or display emotions differently. That's not true. In select situations, a person has a medical, whether it's a mental medical issue or some other type of medical issue that prevent them from doing that, and therefore they do grieve differently. However, that's this is what they don't tell you. It's a very, very small section of our population that grieves differently than the rest of the population. Okay? Therefore, if they're not grieving, they're not grieving. Okay? So grieving parents, even though they grieve differently, all have one thing in common from parent to parent, no matter how they grieve, that they're grieving. You've never seen Chris grieve. You've never seen Katie grieve. You've watched Seth grieve. You've watched that man grieve all over these platforms. All he has ever wanted was to know where his son is. And instead of giving a direct answer from Katie or Chris, he is mocked by them. He is treated like shit by them, and then they hire the worst, vile people to just completely obliterate a man that just wants one answer. Where in the world is his son? And for them to do this to this man when that child disappeared under their frickin' watch, it's disgusting. Chris Proudfoot is a monster. Katie Proudfoot is a monster. Don't ever think that he just saves all of this for online. If he's doing this out in the public eye, you have to think it's 100 times worse behind those doors. 100 times worse. 100 times worse.
Period. Okay. You're not gonna talk to my wife. Fine. Set up an appointment with me. Do you want to do that? I can come back. I mean, I can respect your time. I'm not trying to be this. Whatever. I mean, I really think everybody just needs to calm down. Emotions are high. People are flinging mud, and it's just getting drama and stupid. And that is a terrible disadvantage to Sebastian.
Right, but let me inform you on something. You're not the one being threatened here.
I think everybody's being threatened. Did you know there was a drive-by shooting last?
I can tell you, Chris is a liar. He is a liar. I don't think that man has ever been threatened. I really don't. I have seen this man threaten every single person that has been involved in this case with violence. With violence. Bodily harm. He threatened to run me over with a vehicle. He had his stepfather stalking me while I was in town. I was only in town for 3 days. And his stepfather was stalking me. Okay? This doesn't sound like people that are scared of their own shadow. This sounds like the people that are causing the threats, not the ones receiving them. Because I can tell you, I've never reached out to them. I've never threatened them. I think they're fucking idiots. Excuse my language. Sorry. I think they're idiots. Gotta stop with the F word. I'm sorry, guys. It just falls out, okay? At this point, you guys just heard it. It fell out. It fell out so quickly, it took me a second to push it back in. And once it's out, it's out. You can't put it back in. Just saying. I'm just saying. But Chris is violent. He's violent. He's violent. Every time we see him, he's violent.
We're being threatened. Bullshit.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't understand why you guys are coming at me. I didn't do anything to you.
Okay, well, first off, you came to my house the other day.
Yes. Yesterday.
You walked around my fucking property with a
so what?
Videotape and took pictures.
Privately owned property back
They
there.
didn't fucking post it all sides of that property.
I mean, the easement between houses is not usually.
I own it.
In that fucking subdivision.
I own
Yes,
half the
there
neighborhood
is.
half, period. That's not public. There are no.
There's no property.
Okay, let me be very, very clear. Chris and Katie are big old fat liars, okay? They're fat liars, or they just don't know what the truth is. I can tell you that I had to educate the law enforcement officers when we were there, okay? There are easements. I can show them on a freaking map where their easements are. And I was explaining that to an officer. Well, you walked up. You damn right I did. It's a public easement. We don't have public easements around here. Excuse me? How do you think you're getting your water and electric? Like, huh? Huh? Do they realize I sold properties? I did closings. I worked for freaking mortgage companies. Like, anybody that knows things about properties and homes, I'm an expert at. And I will say that. Okay? I guarantee that if Kathy Bowersock, she knows damn well as well. Because she's done, the only thing she probably hasn't done is work for mortgage companies. I've worked for mortgage companies. Anything to do with a house, I've done. I've closed properties. I've notarized properties. I've sold properties. I've transferred properties. Okay, you guys get it? I'm very well astute with property, real estate transactions. I'm not as fluent in commercial, because those, when you're in real estate, commercial and stuff are different. Okay, they're handled differently. You have to have a different set of skills to deal with commercial properties than you do residential. But you talk about residential property, I'm telling you, I know. Granted, it's Florida, but at the end of the day, you cannot put pipe down in a road or down on somebody's property for sewer or county water without having some type of easement to allow them to place that stuff on somebody's private property. So no matter what, there will always be a public easement on the front of somebody's property, or wherever they're supplying the water and electric and cable. Some have stuff coming in, like I've got an easement on the back side of my house where they're running electrical poles. On the front side of my house, I've got an easement where they're running the water. And then, of course, my house has setbacks on all four sides to boot that aren't part of the public easement. But I have to build my fence in 2 feet from my property line because of all the easements. So even though Tennessee's not like that, they still have public easements. And you can always tell where their public easements are, usually by where the utility poles are. Just throwing that out there. So she's full of shit. But again, she has spent like literally 4 minutes arguing about this easement instead of talking about her son. It seems like she's more concerned. She's not concerned about finding her son. That's the problem I have. Why anybody that wants help would be taking help without having any problems whatsoever.
Property lines. There's no way to tell what
it's marked. I have stakes.
I mean, can you show me? Because I didn't
show you all 4 no trespassing signs.
They're on the fence.
You can go on the city and you can look at the property line and you can.
I mean, they're on the fence. I wouldn't jump your fence.
I own it. Half of that is mine, half of that is theirs. That's why they turned it in and they turned it into the police.
I'm sorry, what? I think that when there's a no trespassing sign on the fence, that means you don't go into the fence. I'm not going to go into the fence.
Negative. Actually, that's wrong.
Okay, well, I'm not sure how I would know that. All right, well, I'm not really... Yeah, I'm just not really sure how anybody would know that easement is yours.
I can't deal with it.
Out of your car the other day, and you walked...
...to stay on the outside of...
Okay, I can't do it.
Do.
You're shit at your job.
5 minutes.
No, that's not shit at your job. PIs don't...
5 minutes. 5 minutes of them bitching about... out of a 20-minute conversation, over 5 minutes bitching about an easement.
The time right now. We're arguing over a property line. Yes. Like when there is a missing child.
Bingo.
We're arguing over a fucking safe.
I'm not showing up.
Listen to how Chris is acting. Do you guys hear how he's losing his shit? You cannot tell me he does not act like this at his home. You cannot tell him. You guys hear how I speak on here. Sometimes I get frustrated and I start screaming in my microphone. Do you not think that doesn't happen at my house when this camera's off? Of course it does. Do you think I don't talk like this, like I'm talking now when the camera's turned off? Of course I do. This is not, I don't come out here and put on a show for you guys, okay? What you see is kind of what you get. You know, I want 0 to 60. 0 to 60. Just like that. 0 to 60. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, but he's a violent person. And the point I'm trying to make here is the receipts of what is going on behind the closed doors when Sebastian was living at that home. And you guys have to understand that. This is the kind of Chris he was dealing with. An autistic child. An autistic child that needs calm, right, in their life. An autistic child that needs structure. And I feel like I've got something going on here. I got to figure out what's going on with my camera. I'm going to have to figure some settings out. Sorry about that. That's a little tangent. But you got to think that he's acting this way in front of Sebastian that needs patience. Blacklisted. Yep, patience. Just calm. We've heard people, where the mom, remember we watched a video of that mom that had he was a huge boy. And he grabbed a hold of her hair and started yanking her and she's just, calm down. I understand. You gotta calm down. You gotta let it go. And she's just getting this big old boy just slinging her all over that kitchen. And she's just staying there and calm down, right? And so you need a calming, look at the ease, right? That's a perfect depiction. I don't know if they were this calm and grounded and soothing. Like their voices are so soothing, okay? I don't know if they were like that before, Middle East. I don't even know if they remember what they were like before their son was born. But, once you have an autistic child and you've got to change your life, you've got to change your life. And so I'm wondering if, that came with, just preparing for their autistic son and realizing, because they seemed like they had a lot of therapy, a lot of people hands-on, them telling them how they have to, act and be and calm and stuff like that. I know that I learn a lot from the Real Me Too, because she's always talking about her grandson in conversations that they're having with the doctor and some of the stuff that they're doing with the doctor and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. But one of the things is structure. They need structure and they need understanding and calm. And that's everything Chris is not. That's everything Chris is not.
Do anything to you except for find your son.
No.
I'm not a threat to you.
All you had to do was pick up the fucking phone and call us.
That's not how I operate. I talk to people in person. That's what I do.
You're shit at your job.
No, that's not shit at your job. PIs don't call people. They show up at their houses.
Well, I got news for you.
Okay. Are you going to set up an appointment with me, or do you just want to keep yelling at me? This is really ridiculous. Like, this is the drama that's a disadvantage to Sebastian. He's not going to be found this way.
Answer my question. What the hell are you going to do to help find our son?
I am knocking on doors, talking to sex offenders.
FBI, Secret Service, TBI.
I am communicating with the I just talked to Tim Bailey, asked him if they talked to the sex offender. They have not talked to the sex offender.
I truly hate Katie and Chris Proudfoot. Like, I can't stand them. I despise them. I think they're disgusting human beings. I really do. And I find it appalling that law enforcement in their area can't pull their head out of their ass and go arrest these SOBs.
He said, I'm free to go do so, which is what I'm doing, okay?
Okay, well, first off, when you come on somebody's property, you're supposed to announce yourself, because we have it posted, no trespass. It doesn't matter what your fucking job title is. Once it's I try to explain to you, there's no property lines in that entire subdivision.
We're almost at 10 minutes, 6 minutes and 11 seconds. They're still talking about a freaking property. Do you think that these people give a shit about a child missing from their home? I've been listening while painting. Oh, yes, our son with autism feeds off our energy. If we are stressed, he's stressed. If we are calm, he is also. Great live as always. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I kept wondering, because you guys are very soothing. You guys are very soothing. So it always makes me, wonder, were you guys always like that? Or did that come with, having your middle son and being forced, to really keep that calm demeanor? Because I have no kids, and you can tell. Like, I have grandkids, right? But even with my grandkids, they're good. Like, everybody knows that you come to grandma's, you got to be on the best behavior. Like, I don't play, right? And that comes because I don't have kids, or strict. And I think that's Chris's problem. But the problem is I don't beat on kids, okay? I actually don't like kids crying, don't like kids fighting. I like kids laughing and having fun and enjoying their time, right? So anything that disrupts that, I don't really like it too much. So I would never be, angry, and I'd never raise my voice in front of the grandkids, and to think that Sebastian, Chris was screaming at the top of his lungs like he's doing to frickin' Heather here, to Sebastian, you're not severely autistic, but highly functioning autistic boy. This has to be, no, he trained us. There you go. Okay, gotcha. There you go. The proof's in the pudding, y'all. The proof's in the pudding. So, it's just sad that Sebastian didn't get that nurturing, where Chris realized he can't be this, right? He can't be this, yet here he is. And he wonders why this child never assimilated, never assimilated to, the home environment with him. Probably was never really happy to be around Chris. Probably didn't like Chris, right? Why? Because Chris was always mean to him. Chris did not understand what it was to be to quit throwing your will on everybody. He has to be in control, and he has to control everyone. So Chris has to make Katie more like him. So when he got with Katie, he didn't like cats, so he wanted to make sure she liked him enough to get rid of her son's cats. So he forced that on her. He wanted to make sure she really liked him enough to quit smoking, so he forced that on her. You see that? He met this woman that smoked and had cats. And he chose to date her knowing she smoked and had cats. But as soon as they were dating, he wanted her to quit smoking and get rid of the cats. He's a very controlling man. He's a very, very, very controlling man.
There's no community? No, nothing. Nothing. So where you were walking yesterday on camera, you're on my property.
But I really wish that you would lighten up a little bit, because we are focusing on the wrong thing when we should be focusing on finding Sebastian.
They're not focusing on the wrong thing. They don't want to focus on finding Sebastian. Because if they focus on finding Sebastian, their asses will go to jail. They're doing everything they can to distract from Sebastian. That's it. They've done everything that they can to distract from Sebastian.
If you want me to lighten up,
I do.
You want me to lighten up?
Yes, sir.
It's real simple.
I will not walk on your property again. I apologize for walking down the easement, what looked like an easement.
You told my neighbor you were hired by the family, and I am the family. So
Exactly.
if I didn't...
This frickin' aunt with a C thinks that she is the only decision maker. That's the problem. She's not the only decision maker, and she's a piece of shit parent that should never have had kids. The judge should have never given her this child. She ran away from her own son when she found out that he had problems. She ran away from him and made Seth deal with him. The only reason why she wanted her son is because she got better housing in California. That's it. She's a sick... That woman, I pray to God she goes to jail. She deserves to be in jail. All the pain she's caused that boy, all the pain she's caused Seth, all the pain her and her husband have caused me and my family. They're criminals. They're criminals.
That tells me right there that you're hired by the Rogers family.
But I am not hired to implicate or accuse you, and...
I'm not asking you to implicate.
I am trying to find him, so I want to talk to you too.
You'll come find me.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm here trying to find you.
I'm not hard to find.
Okay, when do you want it? Let's set this up. When do you want to meet? Whenever. We're at Memphis. I'll be in Jackson tomorrow, so I can meet you. I can come all the way to Memphis if that's what you require, or you can meet me somewhere in between.
Well, I would prefer you come see me because I work nights. So 9 to 1 when you guys are up, I'm actually sleeping.
Okay, but it's not going to be you and Katie, it's just going to be you?
It would be just me because unless Katie's coming down to see me, well, she can't. We have other things that have to happen at the house. It wouldn't be together. The only time we're going to be together might be Sunday, Monday. That's when we might actually be back together again.
Okay, well...
I'm working.
I mean, I'd rather do it both at the same time. I mean, you already said you don't want me talking to your wife without you present. So
big problem.
That would mean...
And you can ask the cops that. They don't show up and talk to her without somebody telling us both. That's just the way this works.
Wow. Did you guys hear that? Sumner County, are you guys a bunch of issues with a B? Because this sounds like you guys got some B with an Linden with an H. What? You guys don't even go and talk to Katie by herself? Why? Because Chris Proudfoot told you not to? Big old mean Chris Proudfoot pushing the Sumner County Sheriff around? Huh, interesting.
Well, she can't. We have other things that have to happen at the house. It wouldn't be together. The only time we're going to be together might be Sunday, Monday. That's when we might actually be back together again.
Okay, well...
I'm working.
I mean, I'd rather I'd rather talk to, I'd rather do it both at the same time. And you already said you don't want me talking to your wife without you present. So
Let's listen to this.
that would mean.
And you can ask the cops that. They don't show up and talk to her without somebody telling us both.
Oh, you can even ask the sheriff. They don't come up here and talk to her without talking to us both. Wow. Well, maybe that's the reason why they ain't getting nothing done. Hey, Brandon Carter, are you friends with Chris Proudfoot? And if you are, why in the world are you running an investigation? I want to know. I think it's time for us to start petitioning the state. And I think if we do it, we got like 500 people. I think between all of our channels, the E's, I see Justin for All in here. If we made a big push, I think we should force an investigation in the state of Tennessee to find out why we have all these people that are friends with Chris Proudfoot running an investigation on their friend. That seems like something's wrong there. It seems like that would be frowned upon in our country. So I think that we're going to have to really, really flex our muscles on this and really start getting firm. But we've got to start. If you guys truly want to get Sumner County moved out of the way and the FBI to take over this case, we're gonna have to start getting together and really doing something. But it has to be 1,000 people moving at once. Okay, it has to be overwhelming. I think we have a good Sebastians army. I think we can overwhelm the state, and that's what we want to do. We want to apply some pressure. We're not in the state. Some of you guys are, but the petition. I'm going to tell you guys this. I've been in politics forever. I've been literally in politics forever. Petitions are only very successful, probably 5% of the times. Petitions being signed like this through that change.org. I know people talk about change.org all the time. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't move the needle. I don't care what they say to you. It really doesn't move the needle. And here's why. Because whenever you're petitioning the government, it has to be people's. You have to be able to say this person exists. When you do these type of things online through change.org, people can create thousands of accounts and go in there and sign them. It's good for symbolism, for symbolic purposes, but actually moving the needle, actually, bringing, unless you have a hand-signed petition, hand-signed, wet ink signature petitions, it doesn't do anything politically. I know, and I love the effort. I want to continue to have the effort, but I also want to put this in perspective because I deal with politics all the time. Okay, I know in our county here, if I'm bringing a petition to our board, it's got to be wet ink. If I came in there with change.org, they would just pass the buck. If I bring wet ink signatures in there with people's names and signatures and dates that we went personally and got these signatures, that's something they can't dispute. But the change.org, I'm sorry, I just, I appreciate it, and I'm going to still continue to advocate for it and get people, and it does move the needle a little bit, but it only moves the needle if we get millions and millions of signatures. Then it's so overwhelming, even if the signatures were faulty or people signed multiple times. It's so large of an issue that millions of people have signed it. Those types of things move the needle. But what we're doing here, we don't have millions of people to go sign this petition. So if we were going to do this and make this type of petition effective, they have to be wet ink signatures. Just my opinion. So please go and sign the petition, but I just want you guys to know, I don't want you thinking that by signing that petition, you've done your part. We need more steps because that petition's more symbolic than really anything. We need people to start activating. We need people to start making phone calls to the state attorney. We need to start making phone calls to the FBI. We're going to start doing this in a strategy. We're going to start on day one, and we're going to focus, and we're going to have calls to action for people to start doing this particular action. And then in a couple days, we'll have a new action to do. So I'll try to start planning all that out. It's going to be rolling out in the next month, but I think we need to start applying pressure. I don't like Sumner County. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with Sumner County. I pretty much think that Brandon Carter is just took this file to the filing cabinet and filed it away. And the reason why I say that is because any decent law enforcement body would have already done a second search. Even if it was just an isolated search to go over a section of area ground. There, you cannot tell me with all those law enforcement bodies that Sumner County is in need of all that. They could be doing training sessions out there searching for Sebastian. They could be doing a number of things that they're not doing. They're just sitting on their ass and praying to God that maybe one day he'll pop up. That's not how we do policing in this country. I want Brandon Carter. I want everybody in the Sumner County Sheriff's Department fired. Like, I don't like them at all. I like no one there. I want them all fired and start from scratch. Everybody. Actually, you know what? I want the whole damn county fired and start from scratch. But, that's just wishful thinking. I know it's wishful thinking, but I'm going to keep saying that I wish. I wish. Because I do.
That's just the way this works. That's safety in numbers. I don't trust. Don't take it the wrong way. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, we wouldn't know each other. I mean, we have no reason to know each other prior to this. But
it's not hard to make a phone call and talk to somebody first.
I don't want to talk to them assholes. I will never pick up the phone to call them. Never. Even after the restraining orders are over and they're sued and they have to pay me a shit ton of money for what they did to me, it's still not going to make it there. I don't want to talk to them. I never want to see them again. The next time I see him, I want to see him in frickin' orange suits behind bars for killing their kid.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
However, my history with cases like this is that, especially with you guys are already defensive.
Right, I understand that. Not everybody in this world is like that. Not everybody is like that. I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm level-headed, I'm very brash, I'm blunt to the point. I've already told the cops this. I don't give a flying fuck what happens to him. Or what happened to that fucking friend?
Yeah.
They did what they did.
Yeah. What would be really great in a perfect world would be if I could calm that down a little bit, because right now, but it's not this isn't helping Sebastian. It
didn't help Sebastian when he aired his trauma. It didn't help Sebastian when he accused his mother of murder.
Well, let me help you out. Let me help everybody out. I think Katie Proudfoot put her hands around her son's neck, and I think she squeezed very, very, very hard. And I don't think she stopped squeezing until he was on the floor. And I don't know what sparked it. It seemed like there was something going on, and there was a chip on Sebastian's shoulder until he got home, but it's clear he went inside that house. And it's clear that we have footage of a blob carrying a blob outside of the house. And I'm sorry, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would assume that Sebastian would be able to walk himself to a car if he was being led off the reservation to go to a program somewhere. I'm pretty sure he would have been able to walk himself to a car. But seeing how right after he allegedly went to bed, there was a 3-hour phone call, this weird 3-hour phone call, and then all of a sudden, 3 hours later, right? There's a vehicle on the side of Stafford Court near Kellen. And a blob coming from what appears to be the side of Chris and Katie's house, carrying a blob to a vehicle. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is, but that surely could explain why a child appeared to go into a room and never walk out of a house again.
Didn't help Sebastian when he made almost $50,000 on my son going missing.
Oh, $50,000. How much money have you guys spent? Like, I think her car is $50,000. I think the camper that they ride around is in $50,000. And I think the house that they live in is close to $799,000. Why in the world is this snidgy little bee of a mom, this crazy, batshit crazy, murderous mom, in my opinion, worrying about somebody? Why is she pocket watching her ex? It seems like she's living a fancy lifestyle that she's not willing to let go of her money to even go and look for her son. I didn't see her buy a private investigator with all that money. With all that money. They go to Steve, a guy from frickin' California. A rich family like that takes a guy from California that's not even in their state to hire to hunt for their son. Okay.
Who did?
Seth.
Yeah.
Don't know. I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that.
Every single day he goes on. Internet
Let
sleuths.
me lay this out for you, okay? They could invest.
But again, I tried to work with him.
We were all in my
Okay. I want to tell you that we're here. Now, remember that Heather called them for help searching for their son. They won't refuse to talk about Sebastian. They refuse to talk about his case. They bitched at her for being at their house looking for, just getting a lay of the land. They're bitching at her for being the PI to Seth. They're bitching at Seth for the money that his sister, not him, he didn't do any of this. He doesn't know how to do GoFundMe. His sister set it up. And you know what? I don't know of any case we've came across right now that somebody hasn't set up a GoFundMe. In every case that we've had, every single case we've ever covered on this channel, there has been a GoFundMe account associated with it. And nobody seems to have a problem with it except for this account or this case. It doesn't make sense to me. People are idiots, and I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm tired of the bleeding freaking hearts and, oh my God, pay rage. Not with it. Not with it. Take that crap someplace else. Every single case, we raise money for families. Why? Because it's expensive to lose children. It's heartbreaking to lose children. And to think that you think a parent has what it takes to lose a child and then get up and dust themselves off and go back to work, cut it out. Cut it out. I'm not going to sit here and argue for these people from victim after victim, but people need help when they lose children for a variety of reasons. Do you know how hard it is to go to work and think about your job when you got your child missing? Most parents get fired. If you don't believe me, go ask Layla Santinello's mother. She was trying to keep it together and keep her job. And because she was so scatterbrained because she was missing a child and she was gone at work, even when she was at work, she got fired. So I'm done. I'm done with this bull crap. Oh, we can't. Oh, shame on everybody that has. Yeah, okay. The only people that can go to work are people that have no problem killing a kid and burying them. Dawn Wells went right back to work too. Seems like Katie can give birth to children, her only child, lose that child, and not skip a beat.
Mm-hmm. Me, Katie, Seth, and 2 other witnesses and law enforcement were in the house.
Yeah.
I brought up, what else can we do to help with this situation?
Right. Okay.
And when I said, hey, do we need to raise money? Do we need to get some investigators? What do we need? Horses, whatever. We'll do whatever.
Yeah.
They said don't do anything with money because it makes the family look bad and it could turn ugly. Okay, cool.
I have never in my life heard an officer say that. I have never heard an officer ever in their life say that it looks bad on the family to raise money when we have things cost money. Flyers cost money. Taking time off work costs money. Food costs money. I don't know. I think this is all made up by them to create a problem. Because remember, Chris had to fight with Seth about something. Because Seth was staying over at their house for the first 3 days. He needed Seth out of there. Because the day he kicked Seth out of that house and picked this fight with him over this GoFundMe, remember, he took off. Remember, he took off to go back and pick up his camper that he didn't need to get. But he tried to say, oh, I had to go get it. And we can confirm absolutely 100% that he was not in risk of losing his lot or having to pick up his camper right then and there. He did not need to do that. So there's a reason why he had to get out of Dodge. And to me, it had something to do with hiding Sebastian, finishing off the job they had to do because he needed to do it with such urgency. And he needed to sneak away without anybody knowing about it, so much that he created a fight with Seth over this GoFundMe to kick Seth out of the house, and he left literally within an hour after kicking Seth out of the house.
All of us standing in that living room in my house made an agreement that said we were not going to do that.
Okay. Well, so
I said, hold on.
Does anybody find it funny in my chat that this woman is called to learn about Sebastian and they have done nothing but complain? It's as if they forget they even have a missing son. Like they are so far gone and so adamant about trying to cover up whatever bullshit that they've done that this is what you get out of them every single time you talk to them. They cannot even think of Sebastian. They don't care. All they care about is themselves. That's it. And I see why, because they know they're only one knock away from clink, clink. But right now they're buying off a sheriff's department. And they're buying off a sheriff's department in a multitude of ways, not just handing them over cash. They're part of Second Generation, which provides building new homes, construction, even communities, which brings in millions of, impact fees to their community. So their family is a direct result of them being able to be Hendersonville, Tennessee. You guys understand that, right? Second Generation is a big part of them being able to stand on their own because of how much Second Generation is building in their community. I would like to see how much Second Generation has spent for this family or for this in this community. I bet you if we went back and looked at all their impact fees, I would say it's in the millions. I would say it's in the millions that they've contributed to this. So there's money. Okay, it's coming from a different way, but there's money coming in from this family, from Chris and Katie's family to this community. Lots and lots of money. So we have to take that into consideration. Why are these people constantly not searching for a boy that's missing from their community? They know he's out there somewhere, but they just think he's just going to pop up by himself, I guess. You know, you got a sheriff that's sticking his head in the sand. He doesn't even care. It has the biggest, largest search for a child in their history. This has got to be the largest public interest case that they've ever had that has obtained worldwide interest. And the sheriff won't even speak to the public. Okay? I don't know what you call that, but to me, the sheriff's not doing his job. He's being paid to do a job that he's not doing. And his job is to be the talking, because he's got officers under him. He should not be doing any investigative work. His only job is the public. The sheriff's job is the public, because he has his under people that delegate responsibilities to their staff. That's why you have, chiefs and lieutenants and sergeants. It's called the chain of command. He doesn't need to be there making daily decisions for his flock of sheriffs. His only job is to be the face of that enterprise, and he has been a failure. He wants a raise for not doing a good job. He wants a new office for not doing a job. I want to get him his pink slip for not doing a good job. I want to give Eric Craddock the pink slip for not doing a good job. He is a failure, okay? If his mama doesn't know it, Mama Craddock, you have a failure for a son, okay? And you don't have to like Bullhorn Betty, because I don't like you or your son. Just saying. Because you raised a piece of crap that thinks it's funny to our women. Must be so proud, Mommy. Must be so proud.
Your phone around. Not you. Hers. I want to see the face of her phone.
Oh, that she's recording.
You want to see the face of my phone?
Yes.
Let me unlock it.
This conversation.
So concerned about being recorded, and here he is being recorded.
Don't take it the wrong way, but I told you, I don't trust people right now. And people are trying to use shit in however they can. But that conversation in that living room was an agreed upon deal not to do anything with a GoFundMe page and collect money and benefit off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And sure as shit, what happened? The very next fucking day, there's a GoFundMe fucking page that's posted. So, I'm sorry.
So I didn't understand how he knew that Sebastian wouldn't be found and would need money when my son hadn't been missing 72 hours, and yet he knew he was going to need money to pay his bills that far in advance.
Oh, you fucking bitch. Oh, you fucking bitch. Excuse my language on a Sunday. Sorry. I hit the wrong button. Oh, oops. Maybe I'm the troll. I don't know. What a bitch. What? Oh, this his child, let me just be very clear. It wasn't Seth. Seth was at work when his child went missing, okay? So Seth didn't murder his child. Seth didn't disappear his child. The only people that could have murdered or disappeared their child, and there's only one person, Katie Proudfoot. Katie Lynn Proudfoot. Psychotic Katie Proudfoot that likes to wake up in the middle of the night and beat the shit out of her husband. I keep wondering, it was close to the middle of the night when Sebastian went missing too. I keep wondering, did she wake up in the middle of the night and go over there and just pile on top of him and beat the crap out of him like he did Seth? I just keep wondering. What happened? What happened? This is getting frustrating for me. So we're going to do the rest of this. I can't deal with it anymore. We've been on here long enough. If I deal with one more second of Chris Proudfoot's voice, I am likely to take a long walk off a short pier. Okay. I believe in my mentality. I believe in my mental health. I believe in my audience mental health. Okay. We can only take so much. Okay. So we're going to table this. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. These are the receipts. Chris Proudfoot could not possibly act like this all the time to everybody else and not act like this to Sebastian Rogers. This is abusive behavior. Okay, what you're listening to is a man being verbally abusive. And if he's verbally abusive, we see evidence of verbal abusiveness, and we have evidence from multiple people that have been physically abused by this very man. We can agree that this man is not only verbally abusive, but also physically abusive. And so there are the receipts right there. This man is a predator. He has abused Sebastian Rogers, in my opinion, because of those factors. That's the only thing that makes sense. And I want to also further remind everybody that the police, the people that can arrest him, have had this information since day 3. Since day 3. And they have let those pieces of shit fall asleep in their bed for the last 2 years, almost 2 years and counting, and haven't done crap. Does Seth have a monitor for his case? A CIA person suggested it. I think they're usually an attorney. They'll monitor the LE in Sebastian's case. He does have a private attorney that is helping him. That's all I'm willing to say about that. And I think that's well known that we all know he has an attorney at minimum helping him navigate some of this stuff. So that's what's public out there. That's all I'm willing to say about it. But it does sound like he does have maybe somebody that's helping him monitor this case, but I don't know the specifics or the information related to what type of attorney they are or what their relationship is. And if I did have that information, I'm not sure if it's, for me to tell. So just kind of cover my ass all the way around. I'm not trying to lie to you guys about nothing, but I can't tell you a whole lot of anything. So that's my statement, and I'm sticking to it, okay? Just saying. So anyways, guys, have a great day. Thanks for coming over and supporting this channel and talking about Sebastian. This really is a sad case. I've been involved in it. I've went through the ups and downs of this case with his father and with some other team members for his father. And while we all believe that there's more that can be done, we're all sitting here hopeless and helpless while we watch Sumner County literally tie this case up and try to stop it from moving forward. And that's what they're doing. I've never seen a law enforcement office act like this before, but we've been dealing with a lot of stuff that we are not accustomed to from law enforcement. I'm going to tell you, I'm not the one. When I see this stuff, I'm telling you, I will pull out every single stops. I've got phone calls to make. Okay. Like what we're dealing with in Ashley Buzzard's case, trust me, they're not dealing with the wrath of me yet. That comes after the fact, but I am working on making sure that community feels their violation, because we only have control over certain things. And trust me, there's nobody in Santa Barbara that's going to give a rat's ass about a little old girl over in Florida. The only time they care about our voice is when we make them care about our voice. And that's where we excel on this show, because a lot of people don't know what we do behind the scenes makes a difference in how this world, reacts, because We can talk about these things all day long. We can talk about all the atrocities of these cases and all the shortcomings of these cases. But if nobody's willing to step up to the plate and hold people to the fire or hold people accountable or do what it takes to fight and expose, these law enforcement bodies will do damage, okay? I love law enforcement, but you know, with every 100 good law enforcement individuals, there's one that is terrible. And for every one that is terrible, now I don't know if that's truly the statistic. Don't say like every 100 we got that many bad cops. You know, it could be. I never looked at the statistics. So I'm just giving it as an example, not a true statistic. I want to say that out there so I don't get a whole bunch of emails. But, you know, for let's just say, for example, every 100 officers, we have one bad apple, right? That bad apple will create havoc that 10 good officers can't stifle. Okay. And that's what we're dealing with around this country is we have some people making very bad decisions outside the law. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're horrible cops, but they are acting outside of their authority, and they have got to be held accountable because you're never going to have law enforcement act within their authority if they're allowed to act outside of their authority and never be held accountable. So it's for the public to hold these people accountable, and that's what we do. But we go a little step further because I am a political activist, and therefore I do have some things at my disposal that I do use to kind of hold some of these politicians in line. And the only way I can really control these politicians is through federal funds, okay? That's really the only thing that we have control over that we can punish them with. It's either that or civil suits. It costs me too much money to sue counties for we're usually going in there for like injunctions and stuff, nothing for damages. We're not getting damages back. We would be spending millions of dollars for a whole bunch of work and never being able to recoup any of that. I'd rather go after their funding. I'd rather start limiting funding. I'd rather force them better training and stuff like that. So I'm working behind the scenes to do some things. I honestly didn't think that we were going to be very effective in that realm with Sebastian Rogers, but I don't think I realized how overwhelming we were to the politicians on social media. And I think that's really because I didn't fight for $200 million to be pulled from Sumner County, but it was. And I have to think that was because of all of us. I've never heard anything like that happen without them wanting them to feel something. So it feels like it was a punishment for something. And I think it was a punishment for them making the whole entire state look like shit. And that's what they did. And we need to make it look like that because that's what they did. And I still haven't, I'm sure Marsha Blackburn, I mean, you guys need to be over there peppering Marsha Blackburn and Bill Lee. You guys need to be over there saying, what are we doing with Sebastian? What are we doing? Where's our round table? What do they call it? I keep forgetting when I come here what they call it, where they have all these people, whatever. I get sick and tired of trying to remember all these damn words. I do. But task force, for flip's sake. Task force, not a war room, task force. We need a task force for these children. And we need to be asking, why has Bill Lee not made this a top priority? These are children in his state. One is a 5-year-old little girl. A 5-year-old little girl, little blonde hair, blue-eyed girl. Should remind Bill Lee of his own child or grandchildren. You would think he would want that. But we need task force. We need task force for all of our missing children. This would going years and years and years without solving things when these are obvious cases. This shit's got to stop. It's got to stop. We know who the culprits are, okay? They cannot produce a child. You could throw them indefinitely in jail. I found that out with, what's-her-face, Ashley Buzzard. They're not cooperating, throw their ass in jail until they do. They cannot produce the child. The child walked into their house and did not walk out. They need 72 hours to produce that child or go to jail. Why have they done nothing? Because Sumner County is corrupted and they are trying to protect the proud feet. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Hey, Eric Craddock, prove me wrong. I bet you can't. You'll never get the respect from Bullhorn Betty. Ever. And maybe you don't want it, but I can guarantee you will. Mark my words on that. You will. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And let's start. If you guys have some suggestions, we need to start. Well, hi. Well, hello there, little girl. Can't even finish out my outro. I guess we know what she wants. Can anybody figure out what Delilah Bullhorn wants? Come here. Come. She wants that BALL. So we're going to go play ball. And she wants ball. And she wants to go out and play ball. And see, she's already saying, all right, Mom, just quit pulling on my cord. She's ready to go. Oops. Did I just hit your head? Gosh, so mean. I'm a mean mommy. She's pawing at me. All right, guys. It is time for her to go out and get some exercise in. So you guys are free to go. Thank you for hanging out with me. I truly do appreciate all of you. And for each and every person that contributed to this channel today, thank you so much. You will never know how much that support does mean to me. I heard a thud. Yeah. It was a thump, guys. Now we know what it sounds like to hit a head. So I'm just saying, Katie knew what the hell was going on in that house. I'm sorry, I'm going to continue to say that. God bless everybody. See you soon.